What up? What up? What's up? No, I'm joking. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to another edition, okay, of the Intellectual Soapbox. All right, this is the conversation. All right, and today our topic is constructive versus destructive criticism. All right, and I have the family with me, y'all. You know what I mean? I have the family with me, and more family to come. You know what I mean? I have, of course, you know what I mean? Conversations itself, QB, and I also got my brother drinking a Sprite. I see you, dog. Razik, what's going on, kid? He doing it again. You doing it again? And tonight's topic is constructive versus destructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? So, QB, sister, where you taking us today? What we doing?
Okay, so look, I'm all about conflict resolution and can we all just get along? And I understand that sometimes you just feel like you just have something to say to somebody. Um, but there is a nicer way. There is a way that you can tell somebody something and not tear them like you don't have to rip their soul from their body and just leave them walking around like an empty shell of a person. You can give criticism without destroying that person. I mean, unless that's your intent, then that's between you and who you serve, okay? But all I'm saying is we can still criticize someone in a healthy, constructive manner and still be friends at the end of the day. Well, cordial. I'm gonna say friends because that's subjective to everybody. But we can at least still be cordial. So y'all know I have to start y'all out with some quotes. And so there's one quote. Of course, my computer want to do what it want to do. Um, but first of all, I want to say what's up to Razik and give you a chance to give your greetings while I find this quote.
What's up there, everybody? It's another day to be alive, as they say. Every day above ground is an excellent one. I hope everybody is learning something, um, and they are not returning back to the you know to the evilish ways that you once was 24 hours ago, or even 24 days ago, 24 months ago, 24 years ago. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining the panel. So we hope to have a lively
QB,
conversation on.
before we get into our curriculum, gotta give a shout out to knowledge and relationship families. Big Rig Slaps, what's going on? What's
What's
good, brother?
up?
Also, y'all check out Easily Rigs. It'll be on, okay? Right after this, okay? Check out Easily Rigs on our network umbrella, the Family Hub, knowledge and relationships. Y'all know what it is. Also, salute to M3. Hey, M3. So salute everyone. Salute to you too, bro. What's good?
I'm ready to argue with you. Come on up. No,
Yeah.
that's an inside joke, y'all. We always go back and forth sometimes.
hmm
But anyway, okay. So this quote is talking about destructive criticism. Destructive criticism is the biggest single enemy of human potential. It is worse than cancer or heart disease. While those diseases
Wow.
can ultimately lead to the deterioration and death of an individual, destructive criticism kills the soul of the person but leaves the body walking around. And that's by Brian Tracy. So there's a way to criticize in a way where you can get your point across and um, leave the person a whole person. So I want to get your opinions first, fellas. Um, your experience before I start going to some differences. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody criticized you? Well, okay, let's want to do it twofold. Has someone criticized you and you felt they could have came at you differently, better, or two, have you criticized somebody and realized maybe I should have said that a little bit different, you know? So, who wants to go first? I'll pick. We're gonna play musical chairs here.
Brother Razik, rock out, brother.
All right. Um, I think I'm gonna need the big screen for this.
Okay, go
I got you.
ahead.
I got you. You want the big screen dream? Go ahead, brother.
Alright, so look, let me say this right. Um, as you can visually see, I have a cleft lip, right?
Hmm.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Okay.
I was born like that, and for whatever reason or whatever, but I went through a very hard time in elementary school specifically because people were, the kids was always joking on me, and I wasn't always this handsome. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, I had to kind of like grow into it, and I remember coming home, you know what I'm saying, a lot and just crying because a lot of the young girls, I was growing up through that age, like I like girls, you know what I'm saying? And the women the girls at the time, they didn't like, oh, excuse me, they didn't like what they saw, you know what I'm saying? And I had a real bad stutter then. I mean, I wore glasses, you know what I'm saying? And and I kind of took that as like, damn, like girls don't like me because of how I look. So it was a very telling learning lesson, and what I had to do, um and what I had to do in order to better myself, become more um attractive, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. Like, we're working out, you know what I'm saying, grooming, and then I think like when I started to develop, like facial hair, was when I kind of like came in and able to like groom myself in a way to where, a lot of women, eventually, you know what I'm saying, started to, I guess, could like see it. But I had so much of an immaturity level that I couldn't read, you know what I'm saying, what they were, interested in. So, in a sense, I actually appreciate that, that, or, I would say it was kind of destructive in a sense, but it made me rise up to understanding the, like, yo, like, I can't feel sorry for myself, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, because I have a birth defect that I can't, fix. You know what I mean? Um, and consequently, it kind of like played into me developing more confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because the man that you see now is a stark contrast to the man or the young boy that I once was. Like, I didn't like to talk. I mean, you calling me to speak, I would like shy away, walk around with my head down, scared to look people in the eye. You know what I mean? So I grew up out of that, in a real fast way. You know what I mean? So yeah.
okay.
Wow. Man, thank
So
you for
then,
sharing that, brother. For real, for real.
now flip the script on that. Have you ever criticized someone and then thought later, I could have did that a little different?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I do that. I do that like constantly. I do that with 84. I do that with 84. You know what I'm saying? I do that with, what I'm saying, big rigs. I do that with my own homies. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm very like, what I'm saying, like straightforward. I'm a straight shooter. You ought to call me like Billy the Kid because I'm shooting straight from the hip.
Woo!
You know what I mean? I'm shooting straight from the hip.
Cowboy.
However, I'm learning how to do, what's that movie? The Kingsman. How to, like, when they shoot, then they sling them, send the bullet over. you know what I
Mm.
mean? So I'm learning how to curve. You know what I'm saying? In my shots. You know what I mean? So you know,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So
That
let's
might that might that might be Rashid's new name. New nickname. We may call him Cowboy, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We have to call him Cowboy. You know what I mean? 'Cause he ain't playing out here, man. He's shooting them up. Yeah, I give a shout
uh,
Uh,
out real quick to Princess K. You know what I mean? She said, "Am I coming into Rashid gassing himself up?" Hey, maybe you are. Maybe bigging himself up. You know what I mean? What's going on, Princess K? You know what I mean? We also have Wally. You know what I mean? WT Productions says, salute to the Antelope Soapbox and crew. Thank you, brother. Much salute to you as well. You know what I'm saying? We have QB shouting out herself. Say, hey, oh, she's shouting out Princess K. I'm sorry. Say, hey. We also have Frida Warren. Hey, got some
That's
family in the Kibila. I'm in. Hey,
that's
family.
Auntie Frida to you.
Hey, auntie. Hey, auntie Frida.
Alrighty. Hey, Princess Kager. I can't wait to hear your comments on this. So, but all right. So in three, Mr. Best,
It's all good.
share your experience from both sides of the
um,
coin.
I mean, for me, like, I think growing up, I think, I think a lot of criticism that I received sometimes, um, was constructive, but I just wish it would deliver in a different way, right?
Okay.
Um, because a lot of times it would just, I mean, some of the stuff even came from like my own mom's, like, you know what I mean? She was like very, very like, just like, my mom was like I always call her hip hop mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause she was really like, she was with the mix of things. But with that being said, like, you know what I mean? I'm just being real. Like, with that being said, like, at the end of the day, I just, I wish that it would have been more loving and more supportive at times, you know what I mean? Instead of just it always being like cut down, or kind of like you got to move this way just because you're a man. Like,
Mm,
I think that just made me just more animalistic in a lot of ways, and just made me just focus on just doing what I had to do and not really caring about how people feel about it. You know what I
wow.
mean? At the end of the day, like once you put a, it's like once you push a person into a corner and you always criticizing them about things, and you kind of making it feel like whatever they do is not enough. You know what I mean? Like, I was on honor rolls, I was doing different things. Like, I was
Mhm.
really a great kid, and I was living in a really bad neighborhood. I was living in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Same neighborhood as Mike Tyson. Terrible neighborhood, right? And I was on the honor roll. I was killing it. I ain't getting no trouble. And kids my age, man, they was carrying guns to school, yo. They was in gangs. They was getting it in, and I wasn't doing none of that. You know what I mean? So based on that, like, I felt like, dang, like, why y'all coming at me so crazy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, show me that love, you know what I mean, based on the results that I'm given as a kid. And I think that's big for children. Children want to feel like they want to feel like, damn, I'm loved, I'm accepted. The things I'm doing actually make value and sense. And we gotta teach our kids that, because your kids could be getting things or obtaining things, right? But they're not able to really value them because you never value them. You never show them the value of things, right? If you always criticize them and on their neck, they never feel like they're good enough. So I never felt like I was good
Yeah.
enough. I was doing honor rolls, I was doing all types of shit. Never felt like I was good enough. I always felt like damn, like, it don't matter. Because no matter what, I'm still gonna be. They're still gonna look at me as a kid that's a bad kid, and I wasn't a bad kid. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, like all kids, you like to kind of experiment and get into shit and all that. You know what I mean? Just kind of learn about things. But I wasn't a bad kid. You know what I mean? I ain't talk back. I ain't do none of that. You know what I mean? I just like to have fun, and I like to just and I love to learn. You know what I mean? So I think that I think with that, I think some of it was just not healthy. It was just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Now on the flip side, I think because of that, unfortunately, I would say when I was a little bit younger as a man, I feel like, and even sometimes now I got to catch myself. I could be very, very hard on people.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I could be very, very hard on people at times. You know what I mean? I really struggle. I really struggle with that early on as a man.
Okay.
And I was like, man, why they doing this? Like, they don't know how to do this and do that, blah blah blah. Like, and I would be super hard, and I'll be super hard with the people in my home, with my own family. You know what I'm saying? I'll be super hard, with everyone that was around me, my friends, everyone. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you ain't really real because you ain't do this and do that. And it's like, nah, it's not the fact that they're not real. They didn't grow up the same way you grew up, or their value system is different, or their belief system is different. Like, they love you, but duh, they don't understand the same. They don't have the same level of understanding that you have. Well, they weak, you know what I mean, or they this or they that, or they phony. And it's like, nah, they may not. Now sometimes I was right. Sometimes it was those things, right? But sometimes I wasn't. You know what I mean? And because I was so stuck in my realm of thinking, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't see anything else. You know what I mean? So I would be, destructively critical of people. And then at times, when I could be constructive as well, but I had to learn how to be tactful in my approach. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And that took me
That's
time.
the word.
That took me time, right? Because like before that, I'm dunking on you. Like it is what it is. Like you in the paint, and I see it, it's on. Like I'm not waiting. I'm not laying it up. I'm coming in with it raw. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? You take
Right.
it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's just what it was. But I had to change that because it kept people away, man. And I had to see that. You know what I mean? I had to see that. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's still something I struggle with, especially if I feel like somebody being phony.
okay.
I want to welcome Queen to the panel. Hey, Queen. QB, go ahead. What's your question? I'm listening.
Hey, Queen.
Hello.
I want to address Princess K and then my big sister Gwen. Hey, thank y'all for checking in. So the family's all here.
Oh, yeah.
Princess.
Shout out to Unicorn as well, too. Hey, Unicorn.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. A unicorn
Hey.
word. Hey. So Princess K says, I was a kid that was too smart for their own good. I never talked back, but I would be curious about why I was given rules that weren't followed by the people that gave them. Ooh, okay. Yeah, and that's a good one. Do as I say, not as I do. That's how most of us were raised. If you were over a certain age, you were raised by that do as I say, not as I do. That mentality. She says,
She got more. Yeah.
Okay. I used to be so upset, especially when I was told to keep doing chores, as in clean the house. I'd be so proud, but then the people who told me to clean would trash up the place within a day. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm sure you started taking all that in and it did something to you. All right, so Queen, welcome to the panel.
Hey, guys.
So we're talking about constructive versus destructive criticism. So the only question I've asked so far is, was there a time that you want to share that someone criticized you in a way that you felt they could have did it different and then flipped the script on yourself? Have you criticized someone and then thought later on, like, I could have just did that a little different?
No, because I'm perfect. What are you talking about?
The girl, okay, I'll go and hide it because it's for the world for the internet. Nobody ever been molded to stand up to you.
I wouldn't say my parent. I think my teachers.
Okay.
I want to say teachers growing up, because at one point I was in school. My younger brother was in, my sister who's 2 years older than me, and then my other sister who's like 6 years older than me. We were all at the same school at one time. So I was compared to my older sisters a lot because they were really smart. And then my younger brother, he was more obedient. I was the wild one that fought and, was acting crazy in the school. So we went to Catholic school. And so the nuns were really, really mean. And so I would say mean things back to them as a kid. And I remember one, she was like, what she said to me? She said something like, if you keep it up, you're going to get a paddle and, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I was like, I don't remember either one of my parents. And I think I was like in 3rd grade. I said, I don't remember either one of my parents ever signed a permission slip for you to touch me. And last time I checked, my daddy said, whoever touched me, touch him back. So go ahead and paddle me, and I'm going to paddle you. And I said, why are you so mean? Maybe you need a husband like my mother has one. Maybe if he kissed on you, you'll be a little more happier. And they would always send me to the principal office. So I had a permanent seat in the principal's office. It was like my section. It had my name on it.
I bet you do. You still got a seat.
Take your usual spot. And I was like, whatever. But yeah, I just felt like there was a way to talk to kids, and sometimes I felt like teachers they weren't trained how to talk to kids or deal with kids that were different. It was just like, shut up and sit down. And I was like, you shut up and sit down. You go read the book. No, I'm not. You need to read it because obviously you don't know how to teach. If you knew how to, I told one teacher, if you know how to teach, maybe so many of us wouldn't be failing.
Okay, point, Lord.
But I think for me, I have given. I look back, yeah, I call it being real, and I think a lot of times people can't handle it. Like there's a way to be nice about it, and still come across the same way. So, I can't pinpoint one particular situation, but
You've just been,
yeah, I
you've
mean,
just been
I've
real.
learned filters coming to the West Coast, but at the same time, a lot of people know me, and they, I always tell them, don't ask me if you don't want to hear the truth, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Maybe I need to put a little more honey in it, but it's not going to be pure sugar for you. It's going to have a bite, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to answer the question, then read Princess K, then go to the next talking point. So for me, I was always criticized for my size. While I felt that I was very shapely and cute, I was cute because I was wearing shorter skirts when I was in high school. And I had one best friend who would always tell me, girl, F them people, you are cute. Like, I used to do a lot of exercise when I was younger, but I was still thick with it. But my legs were very toned. And so, anywho, my hips lit. Long story short, I was still plus size. And so people would criticize me because in the 90s, it's almost like being super skinny was in, and I just wasn't that. And so I even had we had honors classes. And so it was the same kids from 9th to 12th grade that were in these same honors classes. And so one of the guys that I was cool with, came to me one day and was like, some of the guys said they would date you if you lost weight. I'm like, well, they obviously don't like me if weight is all they're looking at. But anyway, so I got criticized a lot for that. My senior year in high school, I really wish I could redo. I used to get picked on because I used to sound, and I may still sound like this, I don't know, like real nasally. I had very bad allergy and sinus issues, constantly blowing and coughing and sneezing and like all that. So I felt like people said I talked out of my nose. And so every time I was in this one particular class, it was this one person who would have the whole class laughing at me every time I asked the teacher a question. I was in that class because it was my last resort. It was geometry, and I had to pass it this time around. So I wasn't about the games. I had to pass this class. Anyway, every time I talked, this person had the whole class checking me. Okay, so that made part of my senior year very horrible. Now, there have been times on the flip side, I think I found myself going off on my son and saying things to him in a way that, okay, Kobila, you should be a better parent. And I'm going to get to the aspect of why people say and do what they do, because it comes from a place that's unhealed or they're working on, So, but we'll get to that in a moment. But those are my stories. I'm sure I got many more. They'll come to me later on. But definitely not going to give my whole life history because that's a whole therapy session. Anyway, I want to address Princess K. I wish she would just come on up here and just give her statements, because she be going off on everything. Okay, let me go back. She's like, I'm always thinking of what I say to people and how I made them feel. It's a blessing and a curse. Yes, it is. Because you end up doing a disservice to yourself by not saying what you really need to say or want to say, and the other person feel like they just got over on you. That's my experience. She said, Queen, I had my own seat too. Y'all bad girls. She said, I had snacks and juice bottles waiting in the principal's office because my teacher would send me there. She says one teacher would have us run a mile before nap time, so we were given no water. I got fed up one time and told her, maybe you should be running since you're the fattest.
Wow, Princess K.
And get you a husband. And then Rozika dress versus K. Be criticizing my IG on the low. Okay, sorry, I'm not laughing at. Um, okay, so Princess also says I didn't like that teacher anyway. She used to force me to write with my right hand, knowing that I was left-handed. Then mark me down for my penmanship. That was until I told my mom and she went off. Girl, oh Lord, she said she okay. She doing something else. She can't come in. Okay, and she said she was 4 when she did that. Girl, okay, I can't
Wow.
imagine. I can't imagine the adult Princess kids if she was 4 when she did that. Oh my God. Okay, so I want to go back. I want to talk about one of you, Mr. Best. You brought the word tact. You know, tact
Mm-hmm.
is basically how you say something, and then
Mm-hmm.
Queen mentioned something about she basically went in and went off based on how she was treated. And then I don't know if one of y'all mentioned, and maybe it was me that thinking. Sometimes you retaliate. Your criticism can come from a place of retaliation because you're just simply fed up with your life. Like something is happening in your life, and whoever the next person, they're just collateral damage. You know, it's not necessarily intentional. They just they just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I want to talk about that
Mm-hmm.
aspect of. Do you think that saying something tactful or very soft or very kind, like, does it do more harm than good, or can it do more harm than good to someone who really needs to hear the truth? Okay, so Queen talked about being real.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we find? How do we find that border, that balance between being real and being tactful? Is there a balance? Is there a border? Is there, let's talk about those aspects. So, Razi, what do you think?
um, oh boy. All right. So I think you know what I'm saying. Tact. I think tact only comes into play when it comes to men um criticizing or critiquing women.
Okay.
Um, it doesn't necessarily apply to you know what I'm saying. Like men to men, because we can be upfront and direct to each other, so abrupt to where from a woman's standpoint it may almost seem like damn like they're getting you ready to fight, but nah, it's just how you know what I'm saying we talk. Um, you know, I'm learning that as bad as I want to address women's problems from an objective standpoint. There really is no tactful way to say things. You know what I
Okay, well,
mean?
let's
Because
pause there. What is one thing that you wish you could address? And okay, this is a safe zone. I'm not gonna get mad. I can speak for Queen and Princess K. You know they some decent, so it's at your own risk on that one. But what is one thing? And you don't have to go into a whole lot of detail. But what is one thing you would like to address concerning women?
I got one word for you: wait.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's a very touchy one because yeah, you got to enter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna pause it. We're gonna leave that right there because that's gonna be a very touchy one. Because there are a lot of people that are going through different things. Now, yes, some people just lazy and eat a lot. I mean, been there, done that. But however, yeah, that's a whole thing. Okay. Okay. Well, let me ask you this though. Okay, whether it's weight, whether it's addiction, whether it's something else, is it still? Do you feel that sometimes you can be too real and cause more damage and defeat the purpose you were intending? Make
I obviously it would be, you know what I'm saying, vulgar, like language. I think that's kind of like the difference in people being able to communicate versus being able to communicate, in an effective way. Um, I'm a huge advocate for colorful language. However, I just can't go around saying, "Yo, you bitch," and "you hoe," like what I'm saying, because that's just not what I'm saying reality. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and I don't address what I'm saying women like that unless I have a certain type of a rapport, what I'm saying, with them, and being able to say that, in certain context, like I used to always tell what I'm saying, Queen, what I'm saying, context is everything because it is. What I'm saying, you can't just okay, well, say, well, you did this and such without adding, what I'm saying, context. Context changes um, a lot of how it's said and what is said in the time frame it is said and under the circumstances in which you are saying it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, and I think, what I'm saying, a lot of women don't observe, what I'm saying, context because I think if women did observe context, it would add a lot of validity for what is being said, specifically to said woman, for whatever issue that needs to be addressed. Um, so tact is very a peculiar thing because emotions, emotions from a woman's standpoint, sway like the wind. Um, so that's a very difficult thing to access because women's, emotions may be stormy, it may be windy, what I'm saying, maybe a calm, cool, selective day, and then next thing you know, in a blink of an eye, what I'm saying, because I say, one sentence, she'll just jump off the cliff without no shoe. You be like, what you say? I'm like,
Yeah.
here we go.
We
You know
coming
what I'm
for the
saying?
throat, the eyeball,
So
everything.
so yeah, I'm right. So I mean, so the moral of what I'm saying is that I think it's more of a woman's responsibility to have more of a grounded principle in having a balance and in trying to um, in trying to equalize her emotions. I think that's I think that's a woman's most hardest job. I'm saying, probably 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Because you as a woman are ruled by your emotions. And I've said this on multiple panels, which is why when y'all say things, y'all always use the phrase "I feel like." And I highly emphasize that because that's how women communicate. You know what I'm saying? You constantly hear women say, "I feel like," I'm saying, this because you said such and such. I feel like you're saying this versus you taking what I'm actually saying.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna break that down a little further. And I'm bring Queen and Mr. Best. I promise I'm not leave y'all out. I'm give y'all a chance, but Razik is bringing up some really interesting points.
Before you cook, QB, just want to give a shout out real quick to
Okay.
Real Talk with Mimsy Limbs. Also, Mimsy
Hey,
Makes the Home, aka Mimsy Makes the Home. Say hey y'all, hey Mimsy. You know what I mean? She has some comments. Says these emotions stay on some ish. She said, but that's why it's so important to have logical conversation, keep the feelings in pocket for the while. Okay.
yeah.
Princess K said, hey Mimsy. Go ahead, QB.
Okay. And then Princess K also says, um, okay, let's go back up. She says, sometimes. Oh, okay. She, okay. No, my vocab was always more advanced than my peers. And when I was younger, I was way worse than adult princess because I had no filter. Okay. Sometimes softness is not right for the situation. Okay. There's times when being tactful and patient is right. Then there are times when violence is the answer, verbal or physical. All right. Um, she's also said it's one thing if you're just being a participant of gluttony. It's another if you actually have a medical condition that causes it, which is some other weight. But we're obviously speaking on the first one, which is gluttony. Just being lazy and overeating. So yes, thank you for that. Um, so very much. And okay, one more thing, Rose, because you brought. Okay, women are emotional creatures, and I can't speak for all ethnicities, but I can speak from my Black woman perspective. We're often criticized by the whole of society for just existing to some degree. And then we, as Black women, criticize each other just as much, if not more, than the rest of society, when we actually should be lifting each other up more. Yes, there are groups of women who lift each other up on a regular basis, but as a collective, we tend to tear each other down more so, or just as much as building each other up. But I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to leave out the other panelists. I'm sorry, y'all, I talk too much.
No, Cook. Go ahead, Cook. I mean,
Do
this
you
is what the
mind if
conversation
I
is about.
do you mind if I respond to that?
Go for
Okay,
it,
and
bro.
then we bring Queen in.
Well, go ahead. I'll wait till after
Okay.
No, go
Queen.
ahead. Brother Raji, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this. I don't particularly agree. And one thing that I would like for, Black women specifically to stop doing is, using that, I'm a Black, woman trope. Um,
Okay.
because on the contrary to a belief, um, all of you women have a lot more similarities than you think. It's not even about race. You're
Wow.
you're you're more relatable because you're just a woman.
I mean, I
It's
could
not,
agree to that.
and I'm gonna just add this too. It's in the same context too because men of all races, have more generalities. We relate just on being men. You know what I'm saying? Now, however, there are slight, differences in races and, different things from a social norm that we experience that, other races may not experience to a more severe degree. But yeah, just on gender specifics, just all women have more commonalities than you think. All of y'all have, weight issues, all of y'all wear makeup, have hair, beauty, standards only within yourself. And, to give you a contrast comparison from a man's, standpoint, men relate because we all try to fight to be attractive, to a general broad set of women. We all are competitive, Men fight. We are very brutal, creatures, from a man's standpoint. We understand the struggles and coming from boyhood to manhood and understanding the responsibilities that come with that. You know, so
Well, I share my perspective from a sociological perspective. I study sociology, and I'm just a people watcher, and I, just observe a lot. And while I can agree with what you're saying, I can agree with parts of what you're saying. There's still just this overall societal aspect of there's a difference in how women in different races, depending on the industry that you're in or situation that you're in, there are some differences in how you're treated, but that's a whole other discussion and for another day. But we're going to move on. Welcome, Mr. M3. What's up? What's up? One more
M3.
What's up, man? Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
We're wonderful. So
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
stop talking and I'm going to move on to Queen, and then Mr. M3, we're going to bring you into the conversation. And then Mr. Best.
All right, no problem.
So, Queen, are you still with us?
What's up?
Okay, so I'm sorry. I know we went around the world and back, but I want to talk about the aspect, you mentioned before about keeping it real. And then Miss Best mentioned about being tactful in some situations. So, do you feel that both are necessary, but in are there circumstances where you just gotta like, I really need to just grab you by the shoulders and shake you up, and I need to say what I need to say. You need to listen. Like,
I used to think that was necessary, but um, well, I think it depends. Um, Being tactful is very important. I think. To me, sometimes I just feel like, you know, if they're not like friends or family or, you know, why do I care? You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to say something? Why am I worried about what somebody look like or what they doing? That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on in that person's life, and I can have a perception of what I think is going on and it be off. So I do think that I've tried different, in the friends thing, like shaking people up, and it just ended up frustrating me. So I feel like I tell you, and it's on you. And if you want to move the way you want to move, I'm done. Like, I can't. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Now, if it's like family members, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna shake you up. I'm gonna get in your face, especially if it's something that to me is detrimental to your health or your well-being. But yeah, sometimes you gotta, sometimes you gotta step back a little bit. It's kind of like what my mother said. One of my nieces, she used to always have fits and fall out, right? So my mother said, "Don't catch her," right? So she used to throw herself out on the floor, and it took everything in God's heavens to hold us all back from running and trying to catch her. Man, she hit her head, bounced up. She looked at us like we were crazy, and she ain't never did it again. Like, my mother was like, don't stop. Why are you killing yourself? Look, she needs to bust her head on the floor, and she gonna get it. She gonna get it. And so whenever she would have a fit, she would like just stop and drop to the floor on her butt. She would never throw herself back. Yo.
Because she knew somebody not gonna catch her.
She knew. Ain't nobody. Look, ain't nothing wrong with you. First of all, baby girl don't jump up to snatch you up, but so I feel like some people, when you have to protect your peace, and if it's interfering, I've learned that I gotta stop putting myself on a weak limb for others. If it's gonna interfere with my peace, I ain't doing it. I'll say something to you, but I keep it moving. Like, for instance, I had a coworker. I barely knew this chick, but it was at one of the places I worked, and it was mostly guys there. The coworkers, there were mostly guys at that particular time during the day. It was like switching shifts, and she did something I found was very inappropriate. And she had like piercings on the top of her body, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, show me," but there were 3 other men in there that were married. And it was like, what? And she literally took her shirt and flashed everyone. And I said, "You stink." I said, "There are married men here. What the hell is wrong with you?" Wow. I said, "Really?" I said, if I was one of their wives or girlfriends and I found out you did this, I would drag you outside by those rings. Right? So she was like, "What?" And I said, "Why do you think they talk to you that way? They treat you like you ain't nothing but a 5-minute $5 prostitute. So now you're gonna do something like this? You think that's gonna make them respect you? What's wrong with you?" So, and everybody's like, "I can't believe you said that."
So that was necessary. Like, there are times we do need to, and I feel like that was constructive. More, even though someone else may have been offended by how your approach was, that was actually constructive, because your intent is the intent on how we criticize people. Now, is our intent to be malicious and just rip them apart, or is your intent to actually teach them something in that moment? And you gave her some knowledge about, they treat you like that because you do stuff like this. So don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I apologized to her later, and I was just like, "Come on, man, you got to do better. You can't, I know you knew you trying to fit in, but you don't have to fit in that way. Like
Yeah.
that ain't cool. Like." And she was like, "Oh, you're right," and blah blah blah. I was just like, I was like, oh gosh. I was like, if I was one of they aunties and I found out you did something, I'd drag you for just on the principle of knowing that they married. She
Okay.
was like, okay. it was funny, but anyway, yeah.
Okay. So, Mr.
I don't
Best.
do that no more though. I don't do that.
Okay. So, Mr. Best, do you want to go, or you want to give M3 a chance?
Oh no, it's M3.
What's up, M3?
What's up, Q Billa?
Are you in the woods today? Or the RV?
Nah, you know what? I'm in a museum right now. So
Okay, cool.
Oh Lord,
if you see the paintings back there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So we've been talking about criticism, constructive, destructive, being tactful, being real and raw. Like, just give us your overall thoughts, and then share an experience where you've been criticized that could have gone differently, or you were the criticizer and you thought later, like, I should have did that differently. So just share all your thoughts and experiences in between.
Well, this is gonna be like another church story, of course.
You in these church stories.
Hey, it'd be like that. But I mean, I used to get criticized like a whole lot. When I was going to that particular church, and a lot of criticism to me was kind of unnecessary. Let's just say when you go to a cult and they see little things where it's like, well, you're a grown man, but you're conversing with a woman by yourself, but you're still in the congregation. It's not like you're by yourselves completely, but you're just separating yourselves so you could try to get a more in-depth 1v1 type of conversation.
Okay.
And the way how it was structured, it was way worse back then, but I think they kind of eased up a little bit. The structure was, okay, it was like men and women need to be chaperoned out of the fear of impurities. And so their ways of something that is considered spiritually immoral is that if you're soaking up too much attention from the opposite gender, and they feel men needs to spend more. Here's the thing, I understand, the world's point of view when they say, okay, men need to spend time with other men so they can learn how to be a man. And and the same thing with women. But theirs was a little bit more, and I think they meant well, but theirs wasn't more. It was more destructive than I feel like it was more constructive.
Wow.
And because they kind of took things to the extreme, more like fear tactics. Like, oh my gosh, how long have you talked to this particular woman for? Kind of getting your business like that.
Wow.
And Mr. Intellectual Soapbox and Queen, they know who how I roll. So I don't really answer to no man or another woman. So I do things based off the flow of how I run it.
Okay.
And it was a lot of more criticism because not only I'm explaining and I'm telling, look, man, I don't fall into that type of religiosity. They take it as a way of me being spiritually rebellious.
What?
Hopefully, everything I'm telling you doesn't sound confusing, because I know the average person doesn't really hear that a lot. But when you go to certain churches, you gotta really be mindful of what are you here for, and why are you here? Like I said, I'm not trying to bash that church. I'm just telling from my personal experience that because of what I went through, it made me more pessimistic towards with other people, So then I could also get critical as well too. And when I see like, I look more of the BS in people rather than the optimism. You know what I mean?
Okay. It's like, and sadly, many of us that go to church, have been to church, we all have similar stories that people that are in quote unquote authority or the leaders of the church, they have a tendency to try to rule, and I hate to say the word rule, but come at you with an iron fist in a sense. And it's like they're telling you and pointing fingers at you versus embracing you with love and compassion is what religion is supposed to be about, or spirituality in itself. It's the center should be love, no matter what you do. And you don't always get the love aspect and the grace and the, mercy part of it. Church experience is another topic too. But anyway, yeah. So because of how you were treated and what you experienced, you internalized that. Same with other people that have stated, and then you started being critical in your own way to other people.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you so much. Princess K says, in church you get looks for red nails, colored hair beyond black or brown, not wearing pantyhose, girdle and a slip. Girl, those are my days. Your skirts being above the knee, dresses showing your arms, etc. Rose eyed, yeah. But some in Kojic have let up since then, thankfully. Yeah, M3 says because the men are leaving the church more often. Wow. There are that's another story. Princess says it tells you about human nature. In the Bible, it's written, God gave us 10 commandments. The people were the ones that came up with 623 more laws to be holy. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. And I try to stay away from religious talk because that can take you down a road that somebody's going to get offended. Feelings going to get hurt. Your feelings going to come up and out. But, yeah. But this is true, though. There's a lot of criticism in the church. We're going to leave it there. Mr. Best in the World, it's your turn.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Well, it's not really a question. It's kind of like, question is criticism. You talked about that, but okay, tact and being real. Just, where's the boundary? Is there a boundary? Is there a time just to be real? All that jazz.
No, I mean, I think you should always be tactful in your approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna yell and scream at you like you my child. Like, you an adult, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you it respectfully. Now it's up to you to deal with it. Like, I'm not yelling at you. Why? I'm not spending my energy on that. You know what I mean? Either listen. Either you're gonna take it. You know what I mean, or you just not. That's just what it is. But I'm not gonna have to yell and scream and do all the other extra stuff. Nah, I'm not doing all that. Now, if it's a family member or somebody I really care about, I may be a little more assertive, right? But that's about it. Like, I've learned, like, you can't make people do anything, yo. Like, they gotta do it on their own time. And if you don't want to do it on your own, if you don't want to do it, then it's on you. That ain't on me. I did my part. I told you the truth. I did it respectfully. Now it's on you. I think when telling the truth, we gotta understand, like, sometimes we want people to accept our truth, or we want people to accept things that we're saying that's truthful. But that's their choice. They're either gonna accept it or not. And if they don't accept it, you know what I mean? Once you being respectful and they don't accept it, move on. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know we may care about people. We may not want them to go down a certain path, but you know what I mean? If they choose that path, they chose it. You did your part.
That's right.
And after that, you move on.
Okay. I need to write a note because my brain is on overload over here as y'all are talking. Mm-hmm. And I usually have a notebook, but I just write on anything that I can find right now. Okay, so I want to address Princess K, and then I want Razik to talk about his comment that he made. So Princess K said, it's actually because this younger generation is believing slash following the church blindly anymore. That part. Um, and then K&R, Mr. M3 says, basically, imagine following laws that were overturned by the ultimate sacrifice. It's like getting hung up over air. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Razi, I want you to read your comment and then discuss your point of view with what you said without me reading it.
Uh, um, I was addressing Princess K's comment. She said hold on me. She said in church, you know what I'm saying, you would get looks for red nails, colored hair, beyond black, brown, not wearing pantyhose, or etc. Right? So, and I responded to her by saying that's not just church etiquette, that's professionalism as well. The way women dress is unbecoming and unladylike. That's why. That's how we men view you as females. So, to further elaborate, I was raised up in the church as well. I'm not, ever going back. I don't subscribe to that way of life, that ideology. No more. I haven't been since I was probably like maybe about 15, 16. And just over time, I've noticed that you know, when women, probably in the last maybe 10 to 15 years, when women, go to church, like the dresses are getting shorter, more cleavage is being, protruded out, all
Yeah.
of these wigs, what I'm saying, colored rainbow hair, and, like you used to say, your
Look,
nails.
I'm keeping my nails done. Y'all can criticize me till the cows come home. I'm keeping my nails
Well,
done.
I mean, and again, think about how many women have your same sentiment, and and again, because I think me and you was having this conversation probably about maybe about a month ago. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling you, like, y'all can, what I'm saying, have, whatever preferences that y'all like, particularly when it comes to beauty, what I'm saying, standards. But I'm telling you, you're going to ostracize yourself away from the man that's going to take you serious, because what it does is, like, and I know women don't like to hear this, but the way you wear your adornments, what I'm saying, automatically puts you in a set category of how we men slot you, what I'm saying, versus being wifey material or bust down, you know, recreational use, what I'm saying? So I mean, and this ain't to you specifically, Q, but just as a general sense, nobody is saying that you can't do that. You can do whatever you want. What I'm saying? This is a first world, what I'm saying, country, and people have the freedom and the liberty to live and do whatever they want. But what it doesn't exclude you from is the consequences based upon your actions. For me, example, right? And I've been very vocal on this, and I hope I'm not getting too far away from the topic. But I've been a professional fuck up for over 30 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a multiple, convicted, what I'm saying, felon. I've done 10 years. So I could have easily had the mindset saying, I don't care about what people say. I'm going to be a thug and a gangster. I'm going to keep robbing folks and selling dope and busting these guns because I love it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but however, that doesn't rule out the consequences that come along with that. I can either be shot, I can be robbed, I can be killed, I can be locked up, right? Or I have a choice of saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to live that way no more. I'm not going to subscribe myself to that way of your living because I'm looking for a different outcome. And one of the things that you always hear, and I don't know if anybody's ever attended NA or AA classes, but I'm saying the clear definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I want to address something you said. And there's some things that were said last week. I think it was the ladies' night show. And then address Princess K. And so I wanted to speak my truth right here. Concerning some things. I and this is not like to point fingers at you and Simon. However, there were some things that were said that I felt were a little critical without knowing my story. And that's one of the notes that I wrote. And I want everybody to share a little bit about this. Oftentimes we criticize people based on the chapter of their life we walk into. We don't know what happens chapter 1 through whatever. We entered on chapter 20 and we don't know what happened 19 and back unless they tell you. And I did share some things about my marriage and whatever. But I feel like the point that wasn't coming across was that at the time that I chose to be single, focus on my career and this, that, and whatever, I was just coming off a divorce and I was dealing with health issues. And so I didn't have the mental space to ask somebody else into the darkness that I had going on in my life. It was enough for me just to get up, put my face on and a clean shirt on and get on the computer and do my radio show. It was enough for me to get on my computer at night and type 1,000 words for a paper that's due tomorrow. So I didn't have the energy, mental, emotional, spiritual energy. It was enough for me to get up and change wound dressings every day, and still deal with everyday life. So I don't talk about my life story because I don't want sympathy. I don't need it. I use it as a teaching lesson for anyone who wants to understand this condition more. However, I just feel like, and not more you specific, and I'm not just pointing fingers at Simon, but he was also part of the conversation. I just felt very criticized in that moment that, I made a choice for me because I feel like I believe in God. And when the time is right and ordained for me to meet the man who's supposed to be in my life, God will create a change in my heart and my thoughts and my ways to where I do attract the man that he has set aside for me. Until then, I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to keep my space free and clear and protect my energy. I'm going to wear my nails and my makeup how I want because I'm also building a brand. And I'm thinking further down the road, what do I want my brand to include? And so, that's just me. I'm not trying to defend myself or, overly explain. I just want to provide a little bit of understanding, hopefully. And I'm not upset about anybody because I'm open to criticism. Like, I put myself out. We all put ourselves out there in some shape, form, or fashion. We should know that once you post that picture on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, somebody is going to say something in some kind of way. Not everybody likes my inspirational videos, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But anywho,
let me add to that. Mm, mm, mm. And this is where I emphatically disagree. Oh my God! Look, in all the context, right? Women have been lied to long enough. Y'all have been, and I'm gonna just say it. Y'all have been lied to long enough. You know what I mean? Like I can't do it. I can't do it. About this fallacy that God is going to put a man in front of you. You look.
I have also issues and thoughts sometimes, and
it's all lies. I'm telling you.
But I feel like the man is the hunter. I'm the prey. What
he
do I
doesn't
look like
hunt.
going out? Now, I know that I need to present myself in a manner for men to be attracted to me. Yes, I understand that. But I should not be the one hunting down the man.
Q. A man only hunts what he wants to eat.
Well, then if I'm not what he wants, then God bless him and move on with your life. Like,
well, that's the whole context of what I've been generally saying.
But why do women have to be attached to a man? Why can't some people just be content in the space and time they're in, being by themselves, becoming
because it's not
spiritually connected with themselves.
You
Like,
gotta let him finish, Cuba. You gotta let him
I'm
finish.
sorry, like
Just let him get his point out. I know
and
that's
I
not easy
know
for you.
no
Let him
no
get the
no
point out, please.
84 no 84 you good. And I knew that by me saying that it's not going to be easy to hear. I know it's not going to be easy to hear. And a lot of women are going to have that, contentious disagreement because, and not just, I'm saying I hear this a lot. I hear, and particularly with a lot of black women, they will say, well, you got to accept me the way I have to. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I always am a huge, you know, I put a lot of emphasis on this because we don't eat what we don't want. This is how we as men think. You know what I'm saying? Like if I tell you I don't eat pork and you put pork in front of me, I'm never going to eat it. Ever. Ever.
okay,
Never. If I don't like sugar and chocolate, don't entertain me with Skittles and Nestle Crunch bars. I'm never going to eat that. You know what I'm saying? Now, however, it's not saying that you won't find a man who likes chocolate or likes, what I'm saying, sugar and cream and stuff like that. But those are typically the men or the types of men that you're never going to have admiration and respect for. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, I don't know no other way of trying to, what I'm saying, say it clear, what I mean, without, being contentious in a sense with trying to offer you some insight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, look, I'm telling you, like, pri- and look, M3. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna go ahead and let you cook, bro. But when you look at like these older women, right? And I'm gonna just throw out some names, and I'm not trying to use celebrities as the social norm, but from an observable reality, from what we see and we know, right? Look at women like Vivica Fox, Nia Long, even Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got even Lolo Jones on Instagram talking about now she's 40, still a virgin, she want to freeze her eggs and all of this stuff. Like, look at how these women are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not conducive long term. It's not. Like there is a blueprint to this. There is a blueprint to this, and that will never change. A woman, you are limited from your abilities in just being a female, female, simple and plain. You cannot do what men do. You know what I'm saying? You can try. The balance of probabilities is that not over 95, maybe 97%, most of y'all are going to fail because ultimately what it is in your inherent ability for what you want out of a man is that you want a family, you want a legacy to attach yourself with.
Wow.
And no woman can deny that. And the older you get, you know what I'm saying, the single life, I don't need no, and not saying that you're saying that because I think you're a dope, you know what I'm saying, person, Q. So I don't make it think I'm trying to just put the hammer on you, like you gonna listen to me. Nah. But I hope that I'm able to offer some insight. And this ain't just for you, this is for all women. All women. Your femininity comes into play when you can follow direction.
Yo, M3, clip this for me, man, please.
Please go ahead.
Okay. One, Razik, right? And yeah, definitely missing into a soapbox, right? I'm gonna just put the 100 mark on this one because I think that was a good 10 minutes of valuable information. Razik, I just want to say, well said, my brother. And also on a side note too, man, you already improving through growth. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, we'll get to it like later, right? In our next topic later on tonight. But QB, like, Razik is right, like on a lot of things. And here's the thing. I'm gonna, work on myself as well too, because I know I'm a very direct person, and I'm trying to learn myself to make sure that the message get across. Because anything comes out of my mouth, but um, the point is that both men and women have disadvantages as much as they have their own advantages. Okay, let me break it down with the men first, so then that way the ladies can understand this. A man is not born with value. A man has to earn his value. So our struggle is to try to attain women. But the struggle for a woman is to try to retain a man, to try to keep a man. A woman's value is already inherent through her beauty, and attributes that's physically appealing to the man's eyes. Now, here's the thing, right? If you want to try to be fair and put two things together, right? In order to even find or have that person look for the prey, that prey gotta be out and about to be presented. It's like the animal kingdom. Okay, I'm saying things in general. So, and not saying go out to a club or whatever, but the presence of a woman has to be known first before the man could really hunt. But then here's the realistic part of it. Women have been lied to throughout their whole life. You're not the only victim. Every woman has been lied to. Okay, men tend to be a little bit more realistic only because society has humbled us so many times. But for women, the majority doesn't really have an accountability circle. It's not like how it was like, back in the other times where, the older women would actually check the younger women, or women would actually have the best interest to help other women to have a man. I still believe to this day that women don't like each other, but I digress.
Well,
You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, I'm trying. The point is, okay, and I'm still speaking this in general, okay? So a woman is the thing. Men, we know, the majority of us know what we want. Unless if we decide to settle because we can't get what we want. But we look for a lot of attributes in a woman. And it could seem kind of shallow if you think about it. But I'm just going to say this. The list goes on. Men look for women who are, and like I said, you're a beautiful person. This is nothing personal with you, Q. I'm just letting you know. I'm saying this in general. Men look for women. Females empty. Females don't like each other. Oh, my bad. I meant to say females don't like each other. You're right, Princess K. I said women.
Princess K was the terminology. Yeah, hey, Princess K.
Yes. Exactly. Okay. Men look for the shallow parts of a woman. They look for someone, the majority of them look for someone who's fit, who is outgoing. Just like women look for, financial stability, being charismatic, know how to drive, know how to take care of the household and be a good provider. Everyone has a shallow list. And unfortunately, in a perfect world, if we live by the Disneyland standards, then everybody will be able to fall in love with whoever like they please. Like you'll be able to find the most gorgeous man and he'll just fall into like your lap, you know what I mean? And fall in love with you. But the realistic part is that's not happening, like unless if you put yourself out there to be searched. Now I'm not accusing you that you're not putting yourself out there. But what I'm telling you is realistically, a lot of women play victim because females, Princess K, have gave them a false narrative. They use God's name in vain to give them the old, well, there's always someone for everyone. And let's just say we go through that narrative, right? Let's just play around with it. There's always someone for everyone. You know, First Lady Tim always say that. So I'm just going to just put it out there, right? And it's completely
Don't do that.
I'm trying, Mr. Best. I'm trying. But, you know, I got to be honest.
Just say it how you feel it. Say it how you feel it.
No. Like I said, I'm practicing on being more, you know, articulate with my words and more careful because I want people to really hear the message. I don't want people to shy away from it. But the point is, okay, you gotta be presentable in order for men to want to hunt for you. And that goes for every woman, you know. Otherwise, you may get the men who will probably, you know, settle for you, but you may not even want the person, and now it feels like you're selling for him, you know. And I don't want people to fall into that trap where it's like, dang, you know, well, the person kind of fell in my lap, but this is not the person I'm attracted to. I want this person. I want this person with a status. I want this person that's looking handsome or whatever or sharp. But those type of people are so shallow. I'm gonna have to like downgrade on someone else, and not a lot of women are willing to downgrade.
QB, I just want to say one thing. I just want to say
Go ahead.
and I do have a question for M3. But I'm not. I don't want to sway the conversation. I'm gonna write this question down, matter of fact, so I don't forget. Usually my memory is sharp, but I know when QB say something, and after all three of y'all share, my mind is gonna go somewhere else, so I'm gonna forget it. But I just want to say that when it comes to women, I think the one thing women have to understand, I think men have to understand this too, is that it's all about your attitude, it's all about your confidence and how you present yourself. With a man, if you are approaching women and you're approaching them with your masculine energy, you confident, not toxic masculinity, right? Positive masculinity.
Yeah.
Positive masculinity, you know what I mean? You conscious of who you are as a man, you focus, you positive, and you put that out there, right? Women will gravitate towards you. You could have only a penny in your pocket, and women gonna gravitate towards you because you're putting that energy out there, right? You know what I mean? Razik right now can lose all the money he got right now. But if he come with his masculine energy, his masculine frame, and present himself to somebody, they're gonna talk to him. They're not gonna ask anything else. You don't have to even say, "Yo, I do this." You ain't gotta say none of that. I'll drive trucks. You ain't gotta say none of that. Came with the masculine energy. It was positive. She gonna respond. Off top. Same thing with women. I mean, a woman could literally, you know, be the whore of whores, right? But if she come with some feminine energy and you don't know anything about her history, you don't know nothing about her body count, none of that. And she come with that feminine energy and she's submissive, it's a wrap. A man can't fight that off. We gonna be like, yo, she bomb. Like, yo, she's so nice and sweet, and she's so ladylike. Like, man, look how she hold her purse. Look how she walk. Man, you know what I mean? Yo, she dressed, man, modestly. Like, her perfume smells a certain way. Like, all these things attract us to you. You don't have to even show any body parts. That's the one thing that women don't get. You don't got to show a damn body part at all. It's your aura. Like, your aura is what drives people to you, and that's for men and women both. So with men, we bring that aura of masculine energy, and it's positive. You ever seen a brother, he got a nice suit on? You know what I mean? He walking down the block, and you like, yo, that brother. You know what I mean? He doing it. You see his sister. She has a beautiful formal dress on. She not showing no type of body part, no nothing. Ain't nothing really tight. You know what I'm saying? But you can see that she's just a beautiful woman. That draws a man in. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? When men and women tap into the energy, you know what I mean? The proper energy, the opposite sex can't fight it. It's just a fact.
84. Hey, do you mind if I make this an analogy real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Picture a well manicured house, Q, and just open your mind to something real quick, right? Picture a well manicured house. The man is the concrete. He's the sidewalk. You as the woman are the luscious green grass. You are the flowers. The man is the brick. He's the fence that keeps you safe within the confines of that house. That's the stark difference between men and women. You know what I'm saying? You're the dandelions, the tulips, the rose. You know what I'm saying? That grows inside of that box. On the outside, the concrete, the pavement is the man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the man.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on.
And salute to Chef too, man. That he had an analogy like that about the gardeners and the rocks and all that. Salute to Chef. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think that we stealing, brother, because we not. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. She Said. You know, Mr. Shout out to everybody else. Hey Q, hey M3, hey Razik, hey brother, Mr. Natural Soulbot. Hey, Mr. She Said. Salute to Mr. She Said, Mr. He Said, and our whole House Tribe Media Group family. Salute to y'all. Much love.
Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna give Queen. Queen is a little more rough and rowdy than I am, and I try to be tactful and polite at all times. And I am not in defense mode. I'm just the kind of person that feels that you don't know me as a person because we haven't had the opportunity to really talk outside of these confines here. And so I feel that you're not getting just a show, Kabila. I try to present the authentic me. But I want to say this, both of you all, I know why I have gathered by conversation that you all have a preference. M3 is already married, so, but I still gather you all have a preference of type of woman. And I understand I may not be over half the men in America's pick around the world, whatever. But there is someone who likes me for me. I do respect and appreciate a man's role in my life. Unfortunately, right now, I'm not in a place to be in a relationship. I'm not in a place to do certain things. So no, I'm not open up. I'm not open to anything or anybody. I don't mind having friends, having text partners, as long as the conversation is cool and kosher and PG. Because I don't want to build up any expectations of something that may never be, because I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 6 months. Anyway, again, like I said, I have a certain faith, a certain belief system, and I'm just going to stick to that. That's what I'm holding on to. We can agree to disagree on a lot of things. And Razik, I respect your, comments, your perspective. I do. It's just, I wish some people would take more time and just understand my, you don't have to like me. You don't have to like it, what I say. Just have an understanding of where I'm coming from. And then also, as I mentioned, I'm trying to build my brand. I'm 45 years old, and I feel like a lot of years have been snatched away from me due to this condition. And so I am rebuilding almost from the ground up. And so before I connect with somebody else in a relationship, I want to have some things established for myself. I love being someone's wife, someone's woman, someone's soft place. And I'm sorry, I'm not crying.
You alright?
That's okay.
And we here.
I just don't want y'all to misunderstand what I'm saying.
No. Nah. I just want to say, you know what I'm saying, to you, I'm saying, Q. I know it's not easy, and I want you to know personally. I understand more than what you may think. I am sympathetic. I also am empathetic, specifically to, you know what I'm saying, and not just you, but also to, other plights that women have had Even within my own, circle of friends and family as well. Um, I think the understanding from you know the men up here specifically when we offer input is our level of understanding of where you're actually coming from. Um, it's our job as men to understand you. And over the years, I don't think a lot of women have had a clear cut understanding of men because by you just being a woman, and throughout the years, men will, will automatically just give you any type of attention. And, unfortunately, it's very hard for a lot of women to make a, a logical discernment and understanding what man is taking you serious versus the man who just wants to play with you. I think that's very conflating and just across the board, generally speaking, and how a lot of women are losing in their relationships. Um, and not to say like you're a loser, what I'm saying, because I appreciate the talking points and the conversation that you have offered. I think this is very healthy. I think it is very necessary, and I think it is, very important because as we all get older, you know what I'm saying? Like the burden of performance is never going to change, and unfortunately, that's the harsh reality of life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the harsh reality of life. If I don't continue, striving to, what I'm saying, to read more, to constantly work, the probability of me having a wife is very slim to, what I'm saying, none. Me having children in a conducive long-term relationship and me wanting to have a wife and raise my, what I'm saying, children, under the same household is very slim to none. I have to perform. I have to. I have to. Like, there's no exception. I mean, I also have the option of being a bum on the street. I can live under the bridge on the highway. Ain't nobody gonna say, "Hey, Razik, you need to get up off your ass, man." You know what I'm saying, bro? What you doing? I have the option of saying, "No, I want to be a bum. I like eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and oodles and noodles and living in my little truck hut. I don't want to be better. I have an option in doing that, but I also don't have the option of saying I deserve, what I'm saying, a beautiful woman without, what I'm saying, without, children who's younger than 20 something. I don't have that, you know, luxury. You know what I'm saying? So life is, I just want to say, I appreciate your openness and I kind of appreciate the tears. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that they're uh, genuine. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hurtful personally for some of the things that you have went through, and I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? What that has been like. I don't. I don't. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, Kia. You know what I mean? I just want to say, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, um, and I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I'm definitely not here to tear you down and what I'm saying, any of that. I'm just here to help, and wherever I can help, I'm all right with that.
Hey, you mind if I say one little thing? I'll try to make it quick. Um,
Mm-hmm.
QB, like I said, like I'm always gonna be here to like just help as well too, and at the same time, just give you the reality of the things that's in the world. Because unfortunately, like people are wicked, and they have intentions that are not pure. You know, and so like I know I said like, women, or females, however you want to call it, lie to other women as well. But men, also lie to women as well too, because what they really want for the time being from a woman. It was not like a long term commitment. But the other part is that life will never be fair because unfortunately, I know we got a chance to get to know you. So, we could say all like the nicest and purest things about you because we actually took the time to know you. So we see the beauty within the personality, but not everyone is gonna take the time to get to know each other. That's the biggest flaw right now in relationships of today because no one wants to kind of slow their pace and understand, okay, well, who this person is. Everyone is in a quick rush. You know, I'm not going to blame social media. I'm just going to just blame overall society, adaptiveness, personalities. We have been conditioned to pretty much, and I don't want to say pump and dump because I'm not using this as a sex term, but we've been conditioned to pretty much, swipe left and swipe right. I'll say it that way.
Let me say this. Let me say this, right? Okay, and I'll say this. I think okay. There's a few things, right? And then I got my question for three. And then I'm definitely I got you, QB. I got you. I'm gonna say this, right? I think in life, what we have to understand, right? You know what I mean? And it's a harsh reality, but I'm just gonna keep it real with everybody because it's just something I had to learn, right? In life, right? There are people who are gonna get played, and there's people who are gonna play the game. That's just life. I hate to say it, but that's just life, especially when you live in a society that's based on, us providing, right? You have to provide out here in order to survive. And if you don't provide, guess what? You're not going to survive, right? When I look at like I'm not even gonna say women, shout they are. When I look at feminism and I look at the manosphere, right? I look at both ideologies, right? Feminists on one side, manosphere men on the other side, right? To me, and I had this conversation with Riggs earlier. To me, I feel like most of those people are just people who are bitter and they got played when they was younger, right? So if you really like a feminist, and you like, man, men ain't this and this and all that. You got mad because you got sprung by some dude. He knocked your socks off. You know what I mean? He played you, and now you're mad, and now you spewing on all men. You know what I mean? It's not that all men are bad. You're just mad at that situation or those situations. You can't let it go. If you're a man, you're like, oh, all women ain't this and they're unruly and blah blah blah. No, you just mad that some chick you got with, you know what I mean, got you sprung on the cooch. You know what I'm saying? And now years later, you're upset, and now you're demonizing all women. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, to me, it's just a bunch of bitter, hurt people, man, who are just spewing. You know what I mean? They're spewing on other people, and that's the bad part about it. Because like I always say, listen, you can't put everybody on the same level. You know what I mean? Some women, or some females are not women, and to be a wife is a very, very small category. Just like being a husband is a very, very small category. It's not everybody. Okay? If you watch sports, not everybody gonna be a superstar. It's just a natural order thing. You know what I mean? So we can't get mad if we not on that level. And I'm not talking about anybody on the panel, right? You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is this, right? You know what I mean? Also, with certain people, if they're not attracting your energy, right? And if you're putting that wifely energy out there, you're putting that husband energy out there, and you cannot find somebody that's attracting that energy, don't give that to them. Put them in a category that they belong in, right? Hey, Dama, what's up, girl? You know what I mean? Come through if you can. You know what I mean? Put them in the category they belong in. You know what I mean? If somebody just a coworker or a friend or an associate or whatever, You know what I mean? Milkman, garbage man, whatever, milk girl, whatever. Put them in that category. Stop putting people in categories they do not need or that they have not earned. In life, right? You work a job, you gotta earn to be a manager. You don't just walk in being a manager. And if you do walk in being a manager, you have to have credentials that say that you can manage that position already. You've had to earn it over a course of time. Men and women both have to stop making. You gotta stop giving people things they don't deserve and get mad because they haven't earned it because you have made foolish decisions. That's nobody's fault but your own. You know what I mean? Men and women both got to stop doing that, man. That's what got to stop in this realm. If we stop doing that, I'm telling you, things will be so much better. And that's one thing I'll give credit to the old school for, man. The old school, right? We can say whatever we want about them, right? But both men and women both knew, that person is not husband material, that person is not wife material. And they knew that. And it didn't put you on that level. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop putting people on these levels, man. I'm telling you, we do that, our results will change. It will change dramatically overnight. I promise you. I promise you. You know what I mean? And then the energy we put into certain people, we'll be able to transfer the energy correctly. Because if I'm putting wifely energy into you, and you want to be at the club, you want to be turning up, you want to be twerking, you want to be on the gram, and I'm putting that wifely energy into you, it's my fault. You showed me who you was. You on the gram. Well, I'm treating you like a wife. You don't want to be a wife. You want to be on the gram. You want to be a city girl. I'm going to let you be a city girl in. Let me go find my wife. You know what I mean? Now, if you wake up and you become a wife, or you start working on your character and become a wife, and you come back and hopefully I'm still around, then I can holler at you. You know what I mean? But if it's not that, then guess what? I done moved on. And sisters got to do the same thing. You see a dude, he want to be out there, he want to be a hot boy, he want to be a city boy, he want to do this, that, and the third. Let that man be. He made his choice, right? You, sister, now move on and find you that husband. Put the energy into the guys that's in the husband category. The guy who's working hard. Hey, Damo, hey, she driving, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We hear you.
Hi.
It's all good. What's going on, Damo? You know what I mean? Like, stop putting that energy into the wrong people. That's our problem. It's not the other people's problem, it's us. Even with family members. Stop putting your energy into the wrong family members, man, if they're not with it. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all, like, completely. I do have a question for M3. Mm-hmm. So M3, you said that men have to earn value, right? I agree with you to a certain point, right? I think in regular modern society, right, if you just come from a regular home, you don't come from royalty, you don't come from like a well-to-do family. Like, let's say you're not part of the Waltons or you're not part of the Walmart family. Of course, if you're just a regular Joe Schmo, you just born in a regular home, you got to earn your value, right? As a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but not every dog that has stripes is the same, right? Some men are born with value. Some women are born with value based on their family, wealth, name, all those things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So some people are born with value, just depending on, I think it depends on basically their foundation, right? Their family foundation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not talking about like men who are already like high value by default because their family is prestige. My way of saying is because of by the default. If you grew up as an average person, right, where like your parents is not like the most successful workers, you may grow up in a poor neighborhood or poor family, or not even a poor family. You may grow up with a family, right, that's in the working class. You're still considered as, I will lose my point. You're still considered as like the average man because that's the majority. But, the ones who always claim they want to be the top 10 or the top 5%, well, if you have not came from a prestige family, right, you are not born in value. Okay. Now, if we compare that to women, it doesn't even matter whether if they was born, poor. if they was born in a prestige like type of community or society or family. If you're attractive looking, matter of fact, I'm not even call it attractive looking. A woman by default is still born with value, and that's only because men still place value on the small little box that they have. You know, we're the ones that's placing value in the wrong things, which we should be putting values for ourselves. But because the majority of us men place value in the box, that's why when women they come out, as long as they have that in between their legs, that's their value system based off of and look, this is just based off of society's norms, how society looks at things. You know, in a perfect world, I could say that everyone was born with value, but realistically, not everyone was born, being valuable. Everyone had to start off somewhere, and that's why there's pros and cons when you look at these things. See, the thing is, those were the cons for a man, the majority of men versus the pros for the majority of women. The cons come into play where over time. That's why when men, as long as a man, right, work on himself, you work on your facial features, work on your body, you know what I mean? Work on your career. You know, I'm not saying those things are guaranteed, but those will increase your sexual market value as a man. For a woman's sexual market value, it all relies on her beauty. Yes, you could be a great person. I'm not taking personality. I'm not taking the kindness from a woman, because men do look for those things. But initially, the start of it, men are attracted to what we see. Women are attracted to what they hear, the resources of a man, and et cetera, et cetera. We have to work hard to get to, matter of fact, let me read this to you, okay? And this is coming from a high value man himself, right? So I don't make the rules of it. I'm just a messenger. So many females don't respect how difficult it is to become a high value man. To be one, you must have so many qualities, different qualities, and so many different capabilities. We have to be funny, smart, charismatic, interesting, stories, tall, strong, rich, a nice house or apartment, and have a nice car. These are the things that women themselves, when you ask them in general, they look for it, but they end up not getting. But anyways, I digress. Whereas to be a high value, well, quote unquote, high value female, right? That's what they'll call it. You just have to be hot. You know, being nice is a bonus, but it's not necessary. Okay? And so when you break these things down, it does make sense, because the con for a woman is that over time, beauty will fade. And then as beauty fades, you have to, this is where you got to build that personality, you got to build all those things that we had to build up with, because now it's like, are you able to retain a man? And the majority of females, they don't understand that, because of the value that they have already that's inherent into them by default, they take things for granted early on until when they get older. And for some, it's too late. But not all, because they can still rebound. However, it would not be the same as what they was looking for back then. A young 25-year-old, a young 18, 19-year-old, they have a higher chance, okay? Not possibility, probability, right? The chances are high. They have a higher chance, okay, to put themselves out there, you know, on social media and find like a rich type of dude. Oh, don't let the woman have status too. That increases the chances even higher, you know? But as you get older and you still carry that bad attitude, your poor man, high value man is going to decrease, because you have to understand Those men have standards. Average men don't really have a lot of standards. And that's the reality of it. We tend to settle things because of what we can't initially get what we want. Because we struggle with the attraction phase. And to build that up goes back to what I said before. We got to build ourselves up as men. You know, the eloquence, the smarts, everything, you know, to increase the chances. You know what I mean? It's not a possibility that could happen. You got to make it happen. You know? And if you do, some men, they do luck out. They really do. Remember about the homeless man that we was talking about yesterday? Now, he got himself with a beautiful woman. Even though she's older, you know, but I'm for sure she have a beautiful soul and beautiful heart, you know? But here's the thing. The man, even though he was homeless and he had nothing going on for himself, you know what he had? And this is what you brought up. He had confidence. A lot of us don't even have confidence, and we have almost anything that we need that we could actually be content. But we're too afraid to even make the initial approach. So we mess up on ourselves. This is why, like, men talk about striving. Like I said, I'm the messenger. But this is why men talk about attaining all these things. Because ultimately, it generates confidence. It's not about confidence within, unless if you have nothing to lose.
Hey, M3, you mind if hey, look, I want to say something, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, bro, I relate like, man, like never before. Let me tell you something, yo. As a young boy who grew up with a cleft lip, you don't understand the level of confidence that I didn't have. I didn't have it. I was the dude in like elementary school and like middle school especially, because those years like stand out a lot. High school, I was like there, but I wasn't even there. I was like busy running the street.
Hey, I'm with you, bro.
But look, bro, hey, look, I remember, like, you know, going to the local movie theater. You know what I'm saying, with like one of my guys, and you know, at the time, like, I had a car when a lot of them dudes did, right? So them niggas ain't even had no license. So I thought at the time I was the cool of your nigga. They was just using me because I had transportation and them niggas didn't. Now, I'll never forget this. When going to the mall to pick up women was a thing. That was a real thing. Like just hanging out in the mall and girls would be walking by, but hey, Q, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? And trying to pick up girls, right? I was the dude who my mans would be like, yo, man, go holler shorty. Yo, she eyeing. I would respond with, nah, man, she ain't, you know what I mean? Man, I ain't want to holler at her, bro. She already know what she gonna say. I was him.
Yeah.
I was the dude walking around, man, she don't want to talk to me, man. I ain't worried about it, bro. Man, go ahead, bro, man. Go ahead, holler at her, man. I ain't mad at you, homie. And then, lo and behold, he would go over there, you know what I'm saying? And use whatever, you know what I'm saying, you know, Humpty Dumpty line, you know what I mean? And it worked. I seen it repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, like, I played ball, you know what I'm saying? And I was better than, you know what I'm saying, a lot of cats. Like, all right, look, truth be told, I probably could have played in college, but I was a knucklehead. I was trying to run around, smoke weed, and, you know what I mean, whatever. So anyway, so like hanging around these dudes, they wasn't, well, some of them wasn't as athletically inclined as I was. That was just a natural gift, you know what I'm saying? And some of them couldn't even rap better than me, so I had like 2 up. But they had the confidence. Them niggas had the confidence. They would holler at whatever girl, the most popular chick. And they would be at the lunch table talking to them, kicking it with them. And, you know what I'm saying, I'd be scared to even go in the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? And as I look back on it, yo, that confidence is a motherfucker, yo. That shit, bruh, like, and like, I'm a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer. I am a late bloomer. I'm 39. I caught on to this shit probably about maybe four years ago. 4 years
That's
ago,
all.
I literally blossomed into this. Let me tell you, what y'all saw on the other panel with me and Lola 5 years ago, I wouldn't have the confidence to do that. Real talk. All of that swag, wearing the glasses, talking to her, I would have never had the confidence to do that. I would have been the nigga 84 M3, but like, yo, man, she what hell? Yo, she ain't gonna bite. Nah, man, she ain't gonna like me, man. I don't want to. I'm good, man. I'm gonna just sit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when I'm out and about, I'm the one initiating the conversation with women. Like, hey, love, how you doing? Yo, why don't you smile? And it be the simplest shit, and they be giggly. They be
Yeah.
giggly. And then when I come back around, they be like, oh, you came back here last week. You know what I mean? You drive trucks. Yeah, you've been watching me. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I caught on to it. Women, like women love that shit when a nigga just has that. No, excuse me for using the N word, but you know what I'm saying. When they see a brother that just has that, I don't care persona, just walking up to him like, I ain't scared of you. You ain't gonna bite. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna bite. You know what I'm saying? What? I asked you for your name. What's your name? How's your day doing? They love it. They love it, yo. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to add on what you were saying, M3.
Man, you make it wish I could rebut on
rate
this one because I hear you.
Hold on, let me
Good.
read this quote. Let me read this quote real quick, and then I want to bring Queen in. And thank everybody for sharing. I appreciate that. This was a great dialogue.
Wait, one thing, Mr. Best. I know I had to get going like in a few minutes though, but yeah, I'm gonna stick around so I can listen to the quote. And then,
Don't let compliments get to your head, and don't let their criticism get to your heart. Okay, so that's a quote. Another one is wise people prefer to benefit from constructive criticism rather than be ruined by false praise. You know what I mean? And also, this is some key points about constructive criticism versus destructive criticism, right? Constructive criticism is this. Constructive criticism is criticism given with a compassionate and helpful attitude. Main intention is to help a person to improve his work or her work. Focus on shortcomings of the work or strengths and weaknesses of the creator. Others should offer suggestions and tips to improve. Specific, clear, detailed, and actionable. Critics are usually experts. You should thank the critic and try to improve your work. Destructive criticism is this. Destructive criticism is criticism given with the intention to harm or insult someone. Main intention is to hurt and embarrass the creator. Focus on the creator of the work and not the creation. Do not offer suggestions or tips. Vague and non-specific. Critiques tend to be ignorant. You shouldn't get angry or upset by the criticism. Yeah, and I think I think it's a double-edged sword. I think that I think, and that's where we kind of have to not allow our emotions sometimes to supersede, our logic, or our intellect as well. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like, man, like, such and such, they said that and they said this and that, and man, I don't, I think they're coming at me. And it's like, well, how did they say it? And then when you break it down to how it was said, it was like, wait, hold on. They said it, and they didn't yell at you. They didn't call you out your name. They didn't say anything crass. So why you didn't like it? Well, I just felt disrespected. But why? Like, what's the root of it? And as you dig deeper, right, you uncover the surface of why we feel the things that we feel. You know what I mean? But we're not able to uncover that surface if we're not dealing with the root of why we feel certain things. I think a lot of times we may feel things because we're not dealing with the root of the issues, and just things are just lingering, and we're not dealing with what's going on in our hearts. Queen, whenever you want to step in, go ahead.
Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna just say this. I definitely, as I always tell everybody, I highly appreciate all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I can't say thank you enough. This has been very telling, even on my own self, because I have told on myself 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? And You know what I mean? Some people may even argue that I'm being a little too, you know what I'm saying, transparent. But, like then Q was also saying, I hope that my story can also help influence other men as well, and younger men that can help, what I'm saying, glean from maybe something I said that, that may be relatable, that they might be able to, what I'm saying, take. Then it's like, damn, I relate to homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm him. And you know what I'm saying? And just to also tell you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, be a young man, man, don't never second guess yourself and walking in the presence of a woman, because they smell that shit on you like a shark smells blood in the water. And that's something that I had to learn. You women can pick up on a man's insecurity and lack of confidence like that. Y'all be on it. Y'all be on it. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as a man walk up and he looking like he ain't as confident, y'all girls be like, look at this lame. He think he can really come over here and talk to me while I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, I kind of embrace it. So when I see a group of 4 or 5 chicks, I'm the one like, hey, ladies, how y'all doing? Because I know it's going to be off-putting. Women will never expect one man to just come up and just approach, you know what I'm saying, a group of women 4 or 5 deep. That to the average man is intimidating. That is intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Not just one girl who's sitting alone enjoying her little, you know what I'm saying, martini. She having a little sip. She acting like she don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? And let alone you got 5 women emulating the same, you know what I'm saying, attitude. That is intimidating to a lot of men. Which is why you normally don't see one guy approaching multiple women. It's always men in a group.
Should those women even be approached then? Like if you have a resting B face, right? And you're not presenting yourself as a lady, why should I even approach you? Right? Why should I invest my time?
Well, my argument is this, right? And again, I don't think there's nothing wrong with just approaching. I think it becomes overzealous if you as the man are then investing more time after the initial confrontation, and then you can pick up on the signals, like she really ain't into you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to try a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna call no females' names out, but it's been girls on these various panels that I've actually DM'd. You know what I'm saying? It was a shot. It was a shot in the dark. You know what I'm saying? They could have said, no, Rosie, get your ugly ass out of my DM. I don't want to talk to you. Cool. But I ain't gonna know until after I you know what I'm saying? Until after I start bouncing the ball. I'm like, yo, I'm getting you ready to shoot from 3-point. You know what I'm saying? Now she can say, score right by Zeke. And she's like, brick, nigga, you can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So you with the whole confidence thing, and I kind of, you know what I'm saying, agree with you with your sentiment, 84. It's just the fact, like, on the initial, you know what I'm saying, on the initial impact of, hey, cutie, how you doing? What's your name? And then she's like, I don't want to talk to you. Then don't pursue further. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can over pursue interest in a woman who's not interested. And for whatever reason, it may be that time of the month, she just may not want to be bothered, you know what I'm saying, by any dude. Like, any nigga can come up to her and be like, hey, how you doing? She's like, man, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think every woman, any woman, regardless of who she is, she does not have to accept the advances of any man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's not like just because I approach you, you have to entertain me. No. But us as men, we understand that, you know what I mean? Don't matter the bait you use, where you fishing at, nigga, you're not gonna always catch all the fish. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep fishing. You gotta keep fishing. You have to keep fishing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've learned. You know what I'm saying? Because I never did this when I was in my youngest stages. I never did this. Women and it's so funny. I tell my mans this all the time. He laugh at me because my brother has, a natural, you know what I'm saying, thing like with women. Like, that nigga can walk in the room and it's like women just be flocking him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he do it, but I mean, I know how he do it because I know how he look, and he just carries himself with that confidence, right? But I tell him, I was like, bro, when I was in prison, never intimidated, not once. And I was in prison cells with dudes who were never going home, killers, niggas who killed cops, and you know what I'm saying, the p word and rapist. You know what I'm saying? I didn't fear none of these cats. I thought they was all pussy. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with killers, hustles, you know what I'm saying, pimps, drug dealers, you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? And when I was locked up with them, I thought them niggas was pussy. Now you put me in a room with women 5, 10 years ago, I'ma nut up. I'ma clam up like a clam in the shell. I'm hiding my face. I'm hiding. I'm scared to death. And you know what I'm saying? And that shit blew my mind, like the way I sit back and think, like, damn, I was really acting like that. Like, yo, you women really intimidated the shit out of me. Only because I didn't have confidence in myself. I was already entering the game thinking you're going to reject me. Now, my premise is, you know what I'm saying? I walk in the room thinking every girl wants to fuck the shit out of me. That's how I move. I think I'm the sexiest nigga alive. And I walk out like yeah, you would love to lick all over me. You would love it. And you enjoy it. Because I'm the shit. I am your red velvet cake. Come devour me. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how I move. I mean, I'm being graphic for you, some the sentiment, but that's how I think now. That's how I think. You know what I mean? And it shows forth.
Okay, I think everybody should have a sentiment of confidence about them, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because we want to have confidence. We just don't want to be arrogant, right? You know what I mean? We don't want to send them confidence. All right, them three. I know you got to roll out, brother. I'm gonna give a shout out to Marcus. Shout out to everybody. Marcus, was good, man? Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Princess K, greeting Marcus as well. You know what I mean? Definitely check out Easily Rigged on Nas Relationship Shot. Check that out. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And then they're going to play a game. Definitely be ready for that game, y'all. Definitely going to bring the heat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow.
Sherelle
Have a first
in
time, person in here. Man, I definitely got to give her an introduction. You know what I mean? Whoa, what up? You know what I mean? Got to bring in my sister. Sherelle.
That's a fellow bag chaser, yo. That's a fellow bag chaser.
What's going on, Sherelle?
What's up, y'all? How y'all been? How y'all doing?
Doing good. So the conversation is constructive versus destructive criticism, right? And we also talking kind of in the conversation we've talked about like just how how men and women critique each other as well, and what are the expectations that we both have. You know what I mean? And how some of them are realistic and unrealistic. How sometimes we put people in the wrong place in our life. Like sometimes a guy is just your friend and you want him to be more than that, and he will never be more than that because of his character. So what do you think about that? What do you think about constructive and destructive criticism? Like, what do you think?
Okay, this is so crazy. I was talking about this last night, and the panel went on fire. Okay, because they felt like I was wrong. That I had to be put in my place because I'm a woman. And this is the thing. I feel like this with constructive criticism. When you're perfect in something, you can hold somebody accountable. But unless you're perfect, I don't feel like you should hold anybody accountable. I feel like if I've struggled with something and now I have like experience in it, I just feel like what we miss from the constructive criticism is grace and humbleness. I'm not gonna come and tell you, oh wow, you should stop, you should go on a diet. You know what I'm saying? If it took me a long time to learn how to eat right, you know what I'm saying, and I knew I was overweight, then why would I want to tell you, like try to belittle you or hold you accountable? I can't. What I can tell you is what I've learned, what the benefits are, what I've struggled with, because I don't want to ever teach somebody something and come from a place like I'm condescending. You know what I'm saying? Or like I've always known. It took me time to grow. It took me time to know things. So I'll give you a book to read. I'll give you information so that you can. And I feel like it's expectations. When you help somebody, you're just planting the seed. You understand what I'm saying? When you plant a seed, life will bring the storms. Life will bring the sunshines, and you expect it to grow. So I think that when you're trying to give somebody constructive criticism, come with grace, be humble, and just make sure that you don't have any expectations of them to be somebody else tomorrow, because growth takes time. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you, Miss Sherelle, for that.
Thank you.
Queen, are you still with us? I hope she didn't fall asleep or fall out.
Queen just probably stepped away for a moment.
Okay, well, it's already, we hit the 2-hour mark, and just want to wrap things up. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who, joined the panel, who shared their views, and everyone in the chat who's still rocking with us at this point. Thank you all. I mean, everybody's perspective is welcome. That's what being an adult is about. And that's what being a mature adult is about, is having healthy discourse. We're not going to agree on everything. I mean, that's just human nature. However, as Sherelle, is it Sherelle? I apologize.
Yes, it's Sherelle.
Okay, as she mentioned, that grace work. Like, I'm always suggesting strongly that we give each other grace and mercy in different aspects of our lives, because again, I haven't always been where I am, and so I have to give the other person a chance to grow into who they're going to be. Yes, criticism is necessary if your intentions are not malicious, and if your intentions are to educate and uplift. Now, there are some people, and I know it's like, who are we to judge to say, oh, they need to be told a certain thing in a certain way? But you have to take into consideration, you don't know their history. You don't know their mental state of being in that moment. Because there are some people who will have a whole blackout moment on you, and they wake up and you're dead. So just, again, be mindful how you approach people, because not everyone handles criticism in the same way. And then you don't know what someone's going through in that moment, and whatever you say to them can cause them to snap and end up in a padded room. I know that sounds extreme, but I've seen some cases, like, not that extreme, but however. But again, I just think we should, if we operate in love, grace, and mercy, again, no matter what your beliefs are, that should just be a part of human nature. I think we can get along better in this world. Yes, I am a Pisces. Yes, I am the kumbaya person. Yes, I am the let's hold hands, let's sit here and talk it out person. And I'm not going to apologize for that. That's just who I am.
Not the Zodiac. Not the Zodiac.
Oh my gosh, man.
Even without the Zodiac, I'm a highly sensitive, intuitive person, and I take on.
Hey, Q, let me ask you, what do you think mine is? Just by like my personality, because I'm not.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Because I'm not into that at all. What do you think?
Capricorn, Virgo, or Sagittarius? Am I in the ballpark?
That's crazy, because you hit the first one on the head.
Capricorn. Okay. I've encountered someone similar to you, so that's yeah. Okay, but I mean, I heard everything you said, and again, I may not agree with the exact aspects of everything. However, I respect what you said, and
yes, ma'am.
At some point when my emotions, mellow out, I might. It's okay, and that's another thing we have to consider. Not everyone is mature enough to handle what you feel you have to say and how you say it in that moment. It may take them a moment to go back and sit down and get the emotions out the way. It's okay, they were right, but I ain't gonna tell them that.
No, that's funny. That is hilarious.
And that's how some women are. You've been around enough women. We will say whatever, and then we know you may be right, but we're probably not going to tell you all the time if you were right. Anyway, I know that's a power struggle, and that's just okay. We're gonna go there. We're gonna down that hill one day. But anyway, I digress. So I wish Queen was available to give her final words. I know she hasn't talked much throughout the show, but yeah. So Sherelle, I know you were a little later to the part. You gave some words earlier, but just anything else you'd like to say, and then Razik, and then Mr. Best.
I don't have much to say. I kind of just because I just got here or whatever. But I thank y'all. Thank you for sending me the link, Best. I appreciated this. I'm gonna watch the playback definitely. Whatever. Just everybody, just always be willing to grow. Everybody, just always be willing to learn. They just and then another thing is just like make sure people are open to receiving your information because everybody ain't ready to receive. So don't pour into a cup that's got a hole in it at the bottom.
Okay.
So that's my final words.
Hey, Sherelle, be all safe out there on the road, yo.
I am. I'm about to be pulling over in about another hour and a half.
Where you at?
I'm on my way to Chicago. I was coming from New York.
Okay, yeah, you got it on that I-90,
Yeah, I get on.
94.
I think I live on I-90 now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, be easy out there.
Thank you.
All right, so Razik, any final words you would like to add? And we're gonna keep it short this time because I know there's another show coming up.
Nah, just thank you for jumping the platform. 84 M3, you know what I'm saying, Queen, I just enjoy, having the difficult conversation. You know what I mean? Because it is a very difficult conversation. And I just like to have a place to offer input. And like I've told you on and before, this is therapeutic for me as well. You know what I mean? So
I appreciate that. And that's the whole purpose of Conversations is to be that cozy conversation space. Or like tonight, it was the medicine you need with a spoonful of sugar. Well, or a spoonful of honey, I should say, since I'm the queen bee. No, but anyway. All right, Mr. Best, take us out, please.
Man, thank everybody for jumping on the panel. QB, thanks for another edition of Conversations, for bringing up this curriculum and this conversation. We appreciate you. Razik, thanks for coming through. Queen, thanks for coming through. And 3, thanks for coming through. Dama, thanks for coming through. You said hi. You had to go, and I know you're on the road. Pharrell, Wade, you already know what it is. Thanks for coming through. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you experienced my city, New York. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you got your chopped cheese or whatever. You know what I mean? You got some Chinese food and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You got to experience the whole thing. But yeah, thanks everybody for jumping in. Thanks for everybody in the channel. On the panel, in the chat, everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Man, thank y'all for just rocking with us, man. We truly appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? And definitely check out, Non-Relationships Family, man. We got some more stuff coming to you tonight on Non-Relationships Easily Rigged at 9 p.m. I think it's either 9 p.m. or 9:30. You know what I'm saying? 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, all right? Easily Rigged.
And what time is that Eastern? That's like what, 11:30?
Nah,
that's like 12:30.
Yeah. 12:30, yeah, 12:30. So yeah,
Right,
check them out.
9 o'clock. I'm like, it's
10. Check them out, y'all. They about to rock it. They about to tear it down. They got a whole curriculum over there for y'all, man. To definitely tune in and check out. You know what I mean? With that, y'all, peace and love.
Hold on,
you know what I'm saying?
Razik, I want to say I totally agree with you tonight. Everything you said, I was like, wow. But I had to step away, so I didn't get a chance to say nothing. But
what?
Yeah. What's up, Sherelle? How you doing?
Not you, Queen.
I
was like, let me pull out a coffee filter. I don't need them. Okay, we put these back in the cabinet.
What? You agree with me tonight? Oh
Yes,
my,
I did.
holy shit. Look, let me tell you something. Hey, yo, 83. One day she agrees with me. Another day she be like, you know what's wrong with him? Oh my God. Then the next day she be like, you know what? You cool. Like, what? Oh
Yeah,
my
you know,
God.
I gotta give you props. You know what I mean? But I did want to say something real quick. I mean, I know I'm sorry, it came at the end, but I do want to say that the one thing I learned in college was I had a professor, very successful Black woman. You know, she even brought us, the class, to her house. She lived up in the hills on a cliff overlooking the ocean. I mean, it was immaculate. And the one thing this woman said was, I think one of the classmates was like, "Oh, we're your kids or something." I forgot what happened. And she was like, "I never had the opportunity to get married or have kids because I put my career first." And she said, "So I live vicariously through my sisters and my brothers because they have kids. So it's like I have to borrow their kids to feel that mother." And she said, if I had the chance to do it over again, I would have pursued my passion, but I would have also pursued family as well. So that's one thing that I took from her. I mean, she was amazing in so many ways, but for her to say that, you know, really made me think that, sometimes as women, we can go, I have to do me, but we forget that, you know, um, doing you is, like, it's okay. You can pursue both. Like you can, like you can make time for both. Like, cause like, unfortunately we do have a time step on our reproduction organs. And if we want to have kids, I mean, if you don't care to have kids, then that's fine, but you can always adopt. But, like, yeah, so I just wanted to say that, like, anyway,
Wait,
but I
hold on. I
digress.
gotta hold on, Queen. Hold on. QB, do we
Uh-oh.
have some time? Do we have a little bit of time? Yes, no. We do. Okay. Okay. So this is my question, right? My question is this: with that perspective, and anybody can share what they think, right? With that perspective, is that holding our sisters back from finding that man? You know what I mean? Is that really holding them back, or should they be career minded? Right? Should they be getting the bag? Should they be on it? You know what I mean? Look, I don't need no man. And I actually had this conversation with my sister and my cousin, and it was very interesting. My sister was like, I don't need nobody. I was like, oh well, it's gonna come a time and place where I'm not around, and somebody gonna have to look after you. You know what I mean? So somebody got to bring that manly energy, and it's not gonna be me. Like, so what you gonna do? Like, Pops ain't gonna be around forever. I ain't gonna be around forever. So what's up? So is that holding the sisters back from finding, the right man? I've heard some men say that women have too much freedom. I won't really say that. I just feel like we just need both men and women both need structure. You know what I mean? More structure in society. But I won't say women have just too much freedom. I won't say that. But what do y'all think? Anybody can share. You know what I mean?
I do think that it can hold us back when I think it's okay. It's okay to, live life, but I think going after your dreams and pursuing things, but I think they're equally important if that's something you want. If you aspire to be a mom, you aspire to be a teacher or a doctor, like, it's okay to kind of pursue them together, if that makes sense. Like, one doesn't, just because you become a mom, that doesn't mean you can't become a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, one doesn't negate the other. But I think sometimes when we get hurt, or, we end a bad relationship, we can go, well, we speak like what you were saying, 84, from a hurt place where, oh, I'ma chase me, I'ma do me, I don't need no man, da da da, look what happened. Like, any man that you're with, or vice versa, they're gonna push you to go after your dreams. Like, they don't want you to lose yourself in that relationship. They want you to have, your dreams come true. Like, the man, my husband, I wanted him to pursue different things. I wanted him to go after his dream, just like he wanted me to go after, me with my business and owning my nonprofit and doing different things. So, we had conversations where it's like, okay, well, what does that look like? Okay, well, if it's going to take me away from the home too much, I'm going to pull back a little bit, but I'm still going after it. I want him to go to school or whatever technical school he went to. And, I would pick him up. He got off at 4:00 in the morning, went to school. I picked him up. Even though I got off at midnight, I went home, took a shower, got in the car, was in the parking lot waiting for him to get off work, brought him home, had the food ready because I had to drop, had him in school, so we worked together to really push each other to go after our dreams. So I don't think pursuing a family or that life has to stop you. I don't know. That's what I think.
Just want to say salute to Stan Joseph.
My only input. My fault.
Go ahead, Razik. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, my fault. I was just gonna say, my only input to that is, particularly I don't agree, because I think, the attitudes that women have to acquiesce to in a lot of these business fields, predominantly make you more aggressive and make you more, what I'm saying, more assertive in your attitude and your, character and demeanor, which, what I'm saying, from my standpoint, is residual in showing a turn off. What I'm saying? So, being, when women become assertive, they become less agreeable, less able to be coached. What I'm saying? So I don't think from a general sense it works. Not saying that it won't ever work. That's just not something that I, entertain, personally. So, I'm looking for a woman that purely wants to be a wife. I'm saying? I don't care about, her having, dreams of owning a business. Like, her business is mine. What I'm saying? Her business is ability to, to pertain to what I got going on. So when I win, the family wins. Or, what I'm saying, I can just sit back and wait, and then I'll just do the winning on my own, and then pick the woman that's like, hey, what I'm saying, I will be able to, be a conducive wife. So that's what I'm particularly looking for. So, career. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Finish your point.
No, I was just saying, career. What I'm saying, minded women is not, particularly a turn on. I don't care about your business, your career, or whatever you got going on. What I'm saying, your business is pertaining to mine. What I'm saying, it's pertaining to my business and what you can add to that. What I'm saying. So, I mean, hey, shout out to all the career on your women. What I'm saying. I'm just not going to entertain.
Hold on, Queen. Let Sherelle and QB chime in on that.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Then I'm gotta drop. I got one more place to go. But what I can say is this: in New Orleans, we love crawfish, but some people have crawfish allergy. That doesn't mean they don't eat crawfish. It means they pop Benadryls so they can eat crawfish, right? So what I would say is, do your research and prepare for the life that you want. See, I think a lot of times we regret because we don't want to look long term. Always look long term on what you want for your life. My advice for anybody that wants to be a mother and a wife, on what kind of mother and wife you want to be. Do you want to be the one who sends their kid to school? Do you want to be the homeschooler? Like, mold out that life you want, and make sure that you're doing whatever it takes to get that life that you want. Somebody said create an alter ego. Create the person that you would wake up in the morning and love to look at the mirror and see this person. What does this person do? How does this person act? How much does this person weigh? Like, how does this person carry themselves? Is this person married? Does this person have kids? How many kids they have? And then work your ass off to become that. But don't base it off what society wants for you. Don't base it off what everybody else wants for you, because it's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. None of us are monoliths. We all want something different. They got the doctors that's married other doctors, and they got the doctors who want, you know, at home wife. It's nothing wrong with you wanting what you want. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's no end all be all, because everybody come in different varieties. We was raised from different. We just have different backgrounds. But I just really want anybody to be prepared to handle the consequences of everything you take. Everything you do, be willing and always look at the worst case scenario and say, can I handle this? Will I be able to live through this? And then start to prepare yourself for that. So that's what I got to say.
Thank you for sharing that.
No doubt.
Queen or QB, what were y'all gonna say?
Okay. I'm gonna say my comments for Saturday. We got Ladies' Night coming up Saturday. But what was the first part? I want to address at least the part. What was the basis of the question?
No, I was saying basically. Thank you, Sherelle, for coming through. I was saying that you know what I mean. You know, our sisters losing out because they are career driven. You know what I'm saying? Are they losing out because of that? Or, you know, is it okay for them to be career driven? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what do y'all think about that?
Well, from my life experience, the choices I made as a teenager led me to become a parent at 20. And if I could do it over, I would. Because, of course, I'm not with the person I had a child by. So my life was already out of order when I made my first set of decisions that led me to where I ended up. And so, of course, I had dreams and goals of having a career and a family. Because as I stated before, I love to be a wife. I love to give my man a place to come home to that feels safe and secure and peaceful. However, I don't feel like my whole identity should only be tied up in his identity. I know how to separate who I am at work and who I am at home. And again, I'm not going to give away the topic for Saturday. And I know a lot of men ain't going to agree with it, but that's why it's called Ladies' Night.
Hey, look, I do want to ask you real quick. Are you open to having a male guest? And if you are,
the men will get a chance to come close to the end. We will have what we call last call.
Well, I'm asking if it's okay. I would definitely like to be a part of that in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? To be the contrarian. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
We did a mixed crowd last. Let me sleep on that. I mean, but I do like to give men a chance. And even if you have to put your comments in this, either put them in a private chat or write them down or something, we definitely will address them. Like, I want all of your comments and questions to be addressed. So you'll definitely have some space. And let me just think on that about making another mixed panel from the beginning. So,
well, I mean, look, ask them, but I would definitely like to be the exclusive male guest on Ladies' Night, as you know what I'm saying, as the contrarian included in the panel discussion. I don't want to be in the back chat. If I gotta do that, I'm going to respectfully not join. But I'm asking you if it's possible.
I would like to be every show, because there are some that I just want the ladies to have their space. That's the purpose of that. But there will be some times where it's a mixed company. Now the topic for Saturday, I know we're gonna bump heads so hard. I might not talk to you for a week or two, but
hey, it's cool.
I'm telling you,
it's cool.
Mr.
So
Mr. Best already knows the topic, and so anyway, yeah.
Anyway, 84. Hey, look, Oh,
Mhm.
call me after this, bro. Call me after this. Call
No,
me after this.
better
Well,
not.
I'll say this since I am the creator of Ladies Night, right? I am the original creator of Ladies Night. You know what I mean? I ain't never thought about that. I ain't never thought like should there be like that one male panelist
That's the devil's advocate.
that brings
I
yeah
am
that
him.
brings that fire. I never thought about that for Ladies Night. That's actually a good twist. And please, content creators, well, y'all probably gonna do the shit anyway, so it don't matter. I hope y'all don't steal that shit, but y'all probably will anyway, so it don't even matter. You know what I mean? But that's something that I ain't never really think about. Like for real, like I want the Ladies Night, experience to kind of be like, you know what I mean, for the ladies to kind of experiment and say different things. But I think that is something that I definitely with the approval of QB and the three, what I'm saying as well. That's something that I wouldn't actually mind. You know what I mean? I think that I think that it would definitely enlighten the experience, and it would give a different spin to Ladies Night.
I mean, don't
You know
get
what
me
I mean?
wrong, and I'm not trying to take it away from Ladies' Night. So
Yeah.
let me be clear on my standpoint. If it does get approved, and I am offered the invite to join the panel when y'all do start, I'm definitely not going to overtalk. I'm going to sit back and observe, but I would like to be included at the end or not at the end, but at the end of every, what I'm saying, question, to then offer my insight and then to see what pushback I'm going to receive as a result. So, and just by me giving a man's perspective on what the women will say per each and every question asked, I guess that's
Yeah.
only my starring role
Okay.
if it is offered, what I'm saying, too. And
Well,
however, I think
I would
I'm
like
good.
to hear it.
I think I'm easy on the eyes. You know what I mean, Q?
Yeah.
I think I'm easy on the eyes. You know what I mean? I'm not no dusty dust. You know what I mean?
Long
I'm not a
ago.
Pookie and Ray Ray. So and I'm gonna definitely keep the vulgar language to a very severe minimum. But and I mean, however, if you sleep on it
I mean,
and
well,
and then you say nope, we ain't gonna have Razik up there. Nope. Now I'm cool with that too. Hey, no issues. But
I mean, I
that's
tell you,
all.
I'm open to it. So we can go ahead and have another mixed company panel.
Well, no.
I,
How I'm gonna do it is that he's just gonna be the main male centerpiece. I'm
okay.
not gonna be on there,
Right,
and Bree's
right.
not gonna be on there. We'll join probably a little bit after. We'll just probably be in the back moderating and just helping you, do the do. But I think that, like I said, that would be a great dynamic. You know what I'm saying to have. You know what I'm saying. You know what I mean on our shows. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Like and thank you, brother, for coming up with that concept. You know what I'm saying.
But I will say
Hey,
this.
I need 2.5%. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I will say this.
And
It is still the Queen's Court, and
Of
my
course,
scepter is always ready.
of
So
course.
just be
Hey
prepared.
Q, hey Q. Hey, look. I'm not intimidated. I'm not. You know what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here and saying, well, you nigga. You know what I mean? Nah. But I do want to be, um, the contrarian. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
And
And
I'm
the only male. So when y'all do have them conversations, I will only offer my input when I'm asked. So I'm taking direction from you and the other ladies who may be up
490.
there. So
oh, you definitely gonna have a lot to say on this topic. But anywho,
okay,
I want
No,
to ask.
no, nobody want him on the show.
all right. Well, look, Queen spoken. Queen has spoken. You know what I mean? I am banned.
I have no rights or no power. So you all right.
So is Stan Joe? Is that Simon?
No, that's
Hey,
Stan. That's Stan in there.
I want to say to you, Razik,
Stan, if you
I
can
know your,
come up, brother, for a little bit
I
before
know
I
your
close out.
views. You know, I do want to say that when I'm not saying I know all women. I'm gonna
Yes,
just
ma'am.
say this: when I've encountered through my many years of babysitting and being around a lot of families, a lot of times when these women, these wives, have been okay with being the homemaker and being the cheerleader. I do want to say that when the kids grow up, or the they get older and they start regretting. I'm not saying all. They start regretting not having a career or not pursuing the dreams that they had because they wanted to be a good wife, and they become resentful, and then it becomes, I do want to say I understand your point, but I want to encourage you to just leave a little crack, to be open, because I do believe that not every woman who pursues a career has less femininity than the ones who stay at home. That doesn't flow for every woman.
Okay, Queen,
And
write that down because you got to say that again on Saturday.
okay, so I just want to encourage you to be open, because you don't want to be with someone who, just for the sake of her love for you and wanting to be with you, that she loses who she is, because that builds resentment. And her dreams to me should be just as important to you as they are to her. And that's the compromise that we have in relationships. And I don't believe in happy wife, happy life. I believe in compromise and communication, happy life, happy home. Because I don't believe one deserves more than the other. I think it's I believe in the Bible, and I believe two become one. So in becoming one, we have to move and shake differently. We can't just take two buildings and ram them together. They're both going to crumble. There's a wiggle room you have to do. There's a dance. There's meshing. There's molding. There's, you reshape yourself. That's the compromise. Because it's not just about you. It's about this person you say you love and want to be with.
That's
So
and
I'm not.
Hey, look, I get it, but I will say that that's why I have I think I have exceptional leadership skills and being able to, guide, some woman in a very positive and conducive way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna just use this for a quick example. And I know this ain't, a topic, but like, for example, let's just say, I got my lady, knocked up, after we've been married, or married, and we're getting ready to have our first child. I automatically know she's going to gain weight. So therefore I'm going to be active and actually, helping her through the 9 months and, the after stages after having that child. So I know that I have to be more, available and helping her to get back to a healthy weight and to lose, the baby weight. You know what I mean? How specifically, I mean, with hiring, maybe a nurse's aide or helping her through certain type of exercises. Like, yeah, like I want to be there. Like I want to be there every step of the way. And helping, my woman through, the stages of, childbirth, the after effects, like everything. Like I'm just to, the point, like, of the man of just like, I'm very, like, hands on. I'm very hands on. I'm not one of them guys that be like, hey, you woman, do this and do that. Like, I'm actively hands on. Like, I'm coaching, like helping you. Like, different things I may be reading about. I'm like, yo, I might be like, hey, baby, I need you to, read this. I've read it already. I need you to read it. And then, let's see what input you got to add into this. So, I'm very not like like Anton says, I'm of the same stature of having, like a benevolent dictator, meaning I have the ultimate, say so in whatever, you do. But that entails me you know what I'm saying, showing characteristics of her having faith in my ability to lead, regardless if she may not agree, because she understands the type of man that I'm, you know what I'm saying, I am and how I move, and that I will never put my family and my children in a jeopardizing situation or circumstance to put them in harm and hurt harm's way. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say salute to Auntie JP. Auntie, what's up? He said peace to the panel in the chat. Auntie, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody who's still watching, feel free to come up. We got about another 5-10 minutes left before I close out.
Oh, hey, one more thing too before I
Yes,
go.
sir.
To you, Queen, and QB, hey, put me on the big screen real quick because I want y'all.
Uh-oh.
I want y'all to see something. If y'all have any know-how or knowledge in helping to get handwriting copywritten or trademark somehow, I want to showcase my handwriting. I don't see if y'all see that.
Ooh.
That is
Yo,
my
you wrote
handwriting.
that?
Yeah, that is my
Nice.
handwriting. That
Yo.
is how I write.
Yo, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look, I don't know what it is, but you brothers, you know what I'm saying, who you know what I mean, who've done your time, man. Yo, y'all penmanship is off the charts. Like my dad, yo, my dad, you know, he did like about 25-year bid, right? Yo,
Hmm.
his penmanship, yo, crazy, bro. Crazy. I can't write like that at all. You see my writing, you think I'm like in the third grade or something. Like my writing is bad. Like it's
Yo,
terrible.
my writing is a beast. I tell everybody I have the best handwriting on the planet Earth, and I'll put that against anybody, hands down. I have the best handwriting you will ever see, as you know what I'm saying, just have seen. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, bro, like just to give you some examples. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo,
I
that's
ain't playing.
crazy.
I ain't playing.
They're like somebody who wrote like an album or something. But JP has a question for you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
She
What's going on?
said, "How does the space define benevolent dictator?"
Um, the space, you know what I'm saying, defines benevolent dictator as being you know what I'm saying, one that, you know what I'm saying, receives you know what I'm saying, input from his, you know what I'm saying, significant other. You know what I'm saying? But the dictatorship means that I, you know what I'm saying, have the final say so. Me, the man, I have the final say so in everything, in everything. And when it comes to a family structure and how we're going to move. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, and women don't have to agree, but you know what I'm saying, on the contrary, which why, you know what I'm saying, goes to, you know, when you hear, you know, overwhelmingly majority of these women say, I want a leader. I want to be, you know what I'm saying, you know, absolutely, you know what I'm saying, irresponsible of having to take on, you know what I'm saying, you know, the little things, or, you know what I'm saying, how are the finances going to be set? No, I'm going to take care of everything. And I want to assume that type of, you know what I'm saying, leadership. I'm built for it. I understand what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I tell you 84, you know what I'm saying, in the book, you know what I'm saying, you know, if you know, you know, I ain't gonna give it up here because I kind of feel like I'm giving away, you know what I'm saying, Patreon level game, you know what I'm saying? But you already know what I'm talking about. Queen, I gave you the book as well. You know what I mean? And share that with you know what I'm saying, QB, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and everyone. But there's a blueprint to this. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely is you know, conducive to, you know what I'm saying, work. This is how multimillionaires and multi-billionaires observe and use their money. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we all, and I've said this before, when we always talk about, building generational wealth, this is why I want to assume the leadership role. You know what I'm saying? I'm well for it. I am built for it. I just need a woman to understand, you know what I'm saying, that I am building this castle brick by brick. I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? I put in 18, almost 20 hours. I average like 3.5 hours, 4 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and that might be a good day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm constantly working, constantly reading, absorbing, you know what I'm saying, learning. You know what I mean? And taking in what needs to be done. So to answer, you know what I'm saying, JP's question, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I am a benevolent dictator. You know what I'm saying? I will take the input of my woman, you know what I'm saying, offering and say, hey babe, like I've looked at this, I've looked at that. I think we ought to do this, or have you considered that? I will take into consideration your input, but I have the ultimate say so. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Real quick,
Anything
what do you
else?
think about that? Real quick, before I close out.
I have no more words than. I mean, I have a lot of words, but like
Q
again,
QB. You know what I mean? It's all love.
like
It's all love.
we we have different life experiences and life expectations, and that's just what it is. And so I can state again until I turn blue in the face how I feel, how I think, what I want, yada yada. He's gonna continue to say what he think, feel, and what he wants, and they're just not going to align in many cases. So and
I
I
don't feel QB. I don't feel. I think. I don't feel.
Mm,
I don't feel at all. I think at all. I
mm,
don't feel. I don't resonate with feelings at all. I think. I am a man. I am a thinker. I am an intellectual. I think. I
but
think and then I act. I don't act first and then think about it later. I act first. I mean I think first, excuse me. I
yo, we
think
got to
first.
yo, we got to do a topic on that. Do you
yeah,
know?
yes, write that down.
Do we think? No, QB, write it down, write it down, write it down. I know you got a pen. I know you got a pen. You
Got
know
a
what I'm
pen.
saying?
Hey, I'm gonna boost y'all channel. Y'all keep having me up here. I'm telling you, I'm gonna boost y'all channel up, yo. I'm telling you.
man, man, we yo, the non-relationship family, man, we got some content for y'all, man. Y'all see, we got content just spewing out of us, man. So y'all know what time it is, man. Queen, do you have anything that you want to say about the benevolent dictator thing? Closing comments.
Say that again. What?
About a man being a benevolent dictator, because I've heard that before. What do you think about it?
Benevolent dictator.
Yeah.
Um. I mean, you hear a lot of stuff, but uh, I don't know about that. I didn't grow up with that in my house, and I don't have that in my house. Um, yeah. Um, I think insecure boys control money because they can control their wives or the women that they're with. So yeah,
Mm.
I don't think that they're men. I think they're little boys.
If I may, let me just read the definition, and I'm gonna leave this
Okay.
alone. A benevolent dictatorship is a government in which a authoritarian leader exercises absolute political power over the state, but is perceived to do so with regard for benefit of the population as a whole, standing in contrast to the decidedly malevolent stereotype of a dictator who focuses on their supporters and their own self-interest. So that is the difference. So an authoritarian leader is one who exercises absolute power in the interest of those who are in the confines of it. So therefore, by me being an absolute benevolent dictator, everything that I do and move and how I react to things is only in the interest of my family, my wife, and my children. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it goes outside of myself. I'm moving in the best interest of my family. Like I said earlier, to keep them out of harm's way.
Mm.
Not
I think
not
I'll
to
say.
not to put you in harm's way, to keep you
Mm.
safe. Safe. That
Mm.
is
Okay,
a key point.
okay, y'all. Let's save some of this for Saturday, cause yeah,
Yeah,
we got a lot.
let me close this out, yo. Let me close this
All
out.
right, for sure.
QB, go ahead and say whatever you want to say. If you want to say anything,
I'm done. I'm telling you,
you
I'm
done?
done.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Right. I think in everything in life you have to have balance, even in constructive criticism, right? Even the criticism itself, right? Constructive and destructive criticism, gotta have balance. If the critiques are not balanced and they're not well informed and they're not coming from a space where you actually are really, really giving to somebody out of love and out of you actually trying to give them clear and consistent insight that actually is going to be beneficial to them, then it's going to be destructive. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to help them. So let's just keep that in mind. Definitely, y'all, please watch the replay. It's going to be dope. All right. Definitely tune in, you know what I mean, within, you know, a little bit within, I would say a little bit, like 57 minutes, 58 minutes, because Easily Rick just coming up on Knowledge and Relationships. All right. Check that out at 9:30. You know what I mean? Yes, Saturday is going to be crazy. All right. It's going to be super crazy. You know what I mean? But we are ready for it. You know what I mean? We ready for it. I know QB ready for it. I know
I'm putting
Razi.
on my big.
All the ladies, everybody ready for it. Everybody ready for it. We ready.
I got
Listen,
my brass
y'all.
knuckles. I'm ready.
Okay.
With that being said, y'all, look, thank you for tuning into the Intellectual Soapbox. Thank you for, you know, checking into another edition of Conversations. We appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? If anything, man, like, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. You know what I mean? Send any feedback too. Leave a comment in the, you know, in the chat after I close out, man. You know, show me some love and let me know your feedback. With that being said, y'all, much love. We out.
Yo,
the DJ.